Now I request our senior scientific officer, Dr. Anand, sir, to propose welcome to all of you and also the distinguished guest on this August gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Today we are celebrating the birth anniversary of space icons Padma Vibhushana Professor U.R. Rao and Padma Shri Dr. S.K. Shivkumar. This inaugural function is presided over by Dr. A.M. Ramesh, Chief Executive Officer of KSTA. I, on behalf of all of you and on my personal behalf, I welcome you, sir. We have with us Dr. R.V. Nadagoda, Deputy Director, Integration and Checkout Area, U.R. Rao Satellite Center, ISRO, as the Chief Guest. I welcome on behalf of KSTA and on behalf of all of you to this function. We also have Sri Srinath Ratnakumar, Scientist, SG, ISTRAC, ISRO, as the Chief Guest. I welcome Dr. Srinath on behalf of KSTA and on behalf of all of you. We have Dr. C.R. Girija Madam, who is former Professor, Government Science College, Bengaluru, and wife of Dr. S.K. Shivkumar sir, for gracing this occasion as the guest of honor. I welcome you, Madam. We have Dr. M. Srinivas, former scientist, URSC, Bengaluru, as the guest of honor. I welcome you, sir. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Shantanu Das, Head Biotechnology, Sheshabharam College. I welcome Ms. Smita and her family to this function. I welcome Sri S.H.T. Swami, Shivamogga Science Foundation. I welcome Professor Jogad to this function. I welcome who have joined this program through social media platform. I welcome all my colleagues and friends.
Professor Nagaraj, Dr. Giri.
I welcome Professor Nagaraj and Madam Giri. Dr. Giri and Dr. Srimati Giri. I welcome professors from Bangalore University. I welcome all my colleagues and friends to this inaugural function. I welcome media team and those involved in directly or indirectly in this program. I welcome one and all.
Indeed, welcome you, sir, for this wonderful program. So once again, RT welcome to all of you gathered here. And I request Dr. R.V. Nadagoda sir, Deputy Director, U.R. Rao Satellite Center, ISRO, Bengaluru, to address the gathering on this occasion, sir. Just 5 minutes, sir, and afterwards there is a talk, a technical session is there, sir. Okay. So just 5 minutes, sir, please.
Good morning and welcome all for this great event that is commemorating the birth anniversary of Professor U.R. Rao and Dr. S.K. Shivkumar sir. Both are legendary space icons and visionary leaders. All of us are here today in this auditorium because of them, because of the vision they had and what they started, what thought came in their mind that such activity will take the nation forward, and from such humble beginnings we have come to one of the 5 spacefaring nations in the world. Not a small achievement, and the seeds for all this were shown by legendary persons like Professor U.R. Rao and Dr. S.K. Shivkumar. And we all have grown on their shoulders, and the confidence, courage, and whatever small achievement we could do is because of the strong foundation they laid in this field. So, first of all, let us remember them with gratitude and pay our tribute and homage to them. So let us pray and observe silence for 1 minute in their memory. Okay, thank you. So, first of all, let me thank the organizers here for calling me and giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts with all of you, and especially a great opportunity to interact with the students and all. Actually, Professor Rao, as we know, as we call Dr. Vikram Sarabhai as father of space technology in India, Professor Rao, we call him as father of spacecraft technology in India. He is the one who started a group, came from Trivandrum. There only all activity related to space started. From there a group who wanted to pursue activity in spacecraft field, they came to Bangalore and started the activity in the sheds of Pina. And recently on 10th March, we had one great function in commemoration of that Aryabhatta Golden Jubilee. It was 50th year since we launched Aryabhatta, and it was a grand function. And all those who were involved in Aryabhatta, that former retired employees, all were called because they were all products. See, that time they were young students like you, young children with lot of enthusiasm, energy, and they had some minimum education and awareness regarding science and this thing, but nobody had seen what satellite is and what electronic component is there. At that time, probably Professor U.R. Rao was the only person who had seen satellite. He had worked in some NASA missions, Pioneer and Explorer, and such a visionary leader. He gathered all young and energetic students, enthusiastic students like you, who got into this, and Professor Rao inspired them and energized them, and with that they could accomplish realizing Aryabhatta satellite within 3 years. There was no facility, including the facility, laboratories, establishment, everything, and that too they accomplished in the estimated budget of 3 crores. They didn't overshoot the budget. So what I want to tell is, at that time itself, ISRO culture is, whatever we are telling startup culture, you don't get any other better example than ISRO for a startup or to achieve what you aim for. Then talking about Dr. S.K. Sivakumar sir, ever smiling, ever cheerful personality, and I am also, Professor Rao, I didn't have much contact, only I have also seen him from distance only. He was chairman when I joined ISRO, but we didn't have that kind of connect, but we were all admirers of him, and we used to see him from close distance, and anyway, when he got Padma Bhushan Award, a grand function was organized in URSC, and sir also was very happy about that function, and the gratitude and respect all his followers and students paid to him. He was overwhelmed by that. And then coming to SKS sir, he was another visionary, and you all know Professor U.R. Rao was the first chairman of this KSTA, and Dr. SKS was the next chairman of that. And during SKS sir period only, this all building and all what we are sitting here in a grand way, it came up. And SKS sir, so much he was attached to office and all. This was his first family, office was his first family, and such sharp was his memory. Every employee, right from bottom to top, he was knowing by name and he used to call by name. And for anything you want to do, he created that kind of environment. Anybody could walk into his chamber, discuss freely anything we want to do, propose. What else you want other than this environment in a government organization? And anyway, all such leaders in ISRO, all were like that. The successors, one who came one after the other, they were as legendary and as exemplary as their predecessors. And that is how probably we are blessed to have like that. And I should say, they are not ordinary human beings. ಅವರು ನಾವು ದೇವಮಾನವರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅವರೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ದೇವಮಾನವರೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಇದೆ, ಅವರು ಹಾಕಿಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಭಾಳ ಇದೆ. ದೇಶ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಭಾಳ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಅವಾಗ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ನಾವು we had to acquire technology and we have to acquire expertise, but presently that alone is not sufficient. What we do, it has to be contemporary and cost effective. Only then we will survive. Otherwise it is not possible. But if at those times they could do that much, you are in a much better platform, and I am sure all of you and those listening to me over social media or connected online, you can do much better because you are taking off from a much higher platform. So once again, I want to thank the organizing committee or organizers for calling me here and giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts. And I wish the country and all young minds, because anyway we'll be retiring in some time, but here Mr. Srinivasan sitting here is one example. Even though he retired 2-3 years back, still his energy, enthusiasm you have to appreciate. Still he is doing a great job in disseminating this information and inspiring the young minds, students, startups, everybody, whoever wants to play a meaningful role in this area, he is inspiring. So like that is the attitude of all ISRO, because they are all grown in that ISRO culture, what is set by our founding fathers and former leaders. With that, once again, I wish all the best to all aspiring minds, great thinkers who want to get into this exciting field of space technology, science and technology, because science and technology only has the capability and ability to solve the problems of man and society. And ISRO objective also was to do that only. Whereas in many other countries, the objective to start space program was for defense and to protect the country and that one. Whereas in India, the space program aim was to for the benefit of humanity, for making living better for humanity. So with such a noble objective it started, and probably that is why we have blessings of all 1.4 billion people of our country. Their blessing is there, God's blessing is there, our founding fathers' blessings is there. So with this, once again, I wish all the best and a great future, and I am sure together we will take our India Bharat to Viksit Bharat, Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat, Vishwaguru Bharat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your fruitful and wonderful inspirational talk on the great icons and sharing their views and visions on this August gathering. Now I request Professor Girija Madam. Madam was a former professor at Gas College, Bangalore, and also wife of Professor C. Kumar sir. So please say a few words on this occasion, Madam.
Good morning all. It's very nice to see the young minds here. ಮತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಲೇಜೇನೋ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. 2 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತು ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆಗಿ. I had forgotten what is chemistry, even the spelling had forgotten. So you all made me to remind me that I am a professor today. Thank you very much. Respected Dr. R.V. Nadekota sir, Dr. Ramesh, Dr. Anand, Dr. Srinivasan, and other, and I didn't know, Umesh, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and esteemed guests. The young students are my esteemed guests, and my daughter-in-law, and special guest is my granddaughter Ashvi today, because she is the ambassador of science now. She is the youngest in the group, so I call her the ambassador of science. Probably she may carry forward the legacy of her grandfather, Dr. Shivakumar. I just hope that things will happen as we wish. So you are the hope for our country. So I always think you are our special guests in our lives. First, let me thank KSTA for conducting this program, Space Awareness Day, which is very close to my husband's heart, Dr. Shivakumar, and also Professor Rao. Celebrating the birth anniversaries of 2 space icons, Professor Rao and Dr. Shivakumar, former chairman of KSTA. Especially I thank Dr. Ramesh for leading this initiative. Your leadership and dedication to keeping their memory alive means a lot to us. Today, as we gather here to witness the celebration of birth anniversaries of these 2 space achievers, this will forever remind me of my beloved husband, Dr. S.K. Shivakumar. I find myself overwhelmed with a blend of emotions. There is a deep sense of gratitude in my heart. And as I stand before you, I am reminded of the legacy he has left behind. Not just in the form of achievements, but in the love and admiration that continues to surround them even after his passing. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅವರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅವರ ಕನಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹಭಾಗಿಗಳಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದಂತೆ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಹಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ನೀವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ನೀಡಿದ ಗೌರವವೇ ಅವರ ನೆನಪನ್ನು ಸದಾಕಾಲ ಜೀವಂತವಾಗಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಸ್ಥಳವು ಅವರ ಹೃದಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಹತ್ತಿರವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಹಳ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಅಂದರೆ ಮನೆಗಿನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಳೀತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದೇರ್ ರಿಟೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಾಂಡು ನೋಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಬೆಟರ್. ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ನೆನಪನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ತಲೆಮಾರಿಗೆ ನೀಡುವ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬದ್ಧತೆಯು ನನಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ನೀಡುತ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ನನಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆಪ್ತತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತದೆ. Now when I want to talk about Professor U.R. Rao and Dr. Shivakumar, they both were like, they had that Guru Shishya ಸಂಬಂಧ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾವ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ, ಅವರು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಲದ ಮರ ಗುರುಗಳು. As you all know, he is the satellite man of India. He pioneered India's first satellite launch, Aryabhatta, in 1975. Recently, ISRO celebrated 50 years of Aryabhatta Golden Jubilee celebration. He was awarded the Padma Bhushan by the Government of India in 1976, Padma Vibhushan in 2017. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame, Washington, on 19th March 2013. He was the first Indian to be inducted. So you all know about U.R. Rao. ಗೂಗಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ವಿಕಿಪೀಡಿಯಾ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ U.R. Rao. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಂಥ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಕೂಡ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನ ಡಿಸಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಅಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್. ಹಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇಡ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಪ್ರೌಡ್. U.R. Rao ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಒಪ್ಕೋತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಹಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನ್ ಟು ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. So I didn't tell that I am wife of Shivakumar. I told I'm a college lecturer because I was scared to talk to him. Me and my friend, we had gone. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಏನು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರೇಟಾ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೇಪರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೊ that was the thing. And ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, I talked for 2 minutes. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮತ್ತೆ he didn't want to waste even 1 minute. Then I slowly told that I am wife of Dr. Shivkumar. He said, Shivu hentina, kutkuli. So then he talked and he said, bartini, because you are Shivu's wife, I am coming to your college. So he came to my college and he was telling our management and people that I came because of this lady and all. No, he's such a, why I'm narrating this is, he had so much of admiration to my husband because he was also equally accomplished. So I just give him a brief of his this thing. Dr. Shivkumar is known as father of Deep Space Network. Today, IDSN stands out as a proud technology marvel for ISRO, serving not only Indian planetary missions, but also providing support to various international missions. He was emotionally involved in this project, which today stands as a testimony to his commitment to indigenous technology carried out with unstinted perseverance, dedication, and professionalism. So this is a small thing I'm telling about both, because the rest you can look into the Google and find out what all they have done, and you know more about them. What I saw in both common is both were soft-spoken, and they were men of few words. In fact, their work spoke. Jasti matartirlilla. They had a smile and silence as their powerful tools. They used to smile and solve the problems. They used to keep silent and avoid the problems. That's what I saw in both. The same. In fact, they both walked science, talked science, breathed science. Ibru kashtajivigalu, and they didn't waste their time. And time they used to value. That's what I was telling Dr. Nadagoda sir. Time andre value. They used to value others' time and they used to value their own time. ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಗೂ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಲೇಟಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಲ್ಕೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನು ಕಾಮನ್ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ BSc ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಏನು ಹೈಫೈ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಸಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಹೈಫೈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಓದಿದ್ದು, BSc ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾವ್ ಅವರು BSc ಮಾಡಿ MSc ಬನಾರಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಗುಜರಾತಲ್ಲಿ PhD ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. He pursued science. My husband, he did BSc and then he did his BTech and MTech in IISc and he did his PhD. He went to technology. So ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸೈನ್ಸು, ಒಬ್ಬರು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ, ಬಟ್ both did very good work in their own domains. So ISRO, I think science and technology is very much required. So both of them excelled in their own field. So ಈ ಗುರು ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಬೋತ್ ವರ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೋತ್ ವರ್ ವಿಷನರಿ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್. These are the common things which I observed, and now all the more when I'm looking to the achievements and accomplishments, and when I'm reading all those things, what they have achieved, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸಾಮ್ಯತೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Yes, these are the, just I wanted to tell you about 2 icons. So KSTA. Yes. First director, Professor Rao. 8th director was my husband, Dr. Shivkumar. ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರಾವ್ ಅವರ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, PhD ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟು ನನ್ನ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಗೈಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳೋರು ಗೈಡು, ನನ್ನ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ಗೈಡು. ನಾನು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾವ್ ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟು ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರು ತುಂಬ ಜೋಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರು, ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನಿನ್ನ ಗೈಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋರು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆಟ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಅಕೇಶನ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾವ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ತುಂಬ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ತುಂಬ ತಮಾಷೆನೂ ಮಾಡೋರು. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇವಾಗ. ಅಂಥ ದಿಗ್ಗಜರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಜನ್ಮದ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್, ಈ ಬರ್ತ್ಡೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ KST ಅವರು? ಏನು ಕೇಕ್ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಕ್ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಕೇಕ್ ತಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಕ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗ. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಲ್ಕೇಟ್ the inspiration. You should get inspired by the work what these icons have done, and you also should progress in your life. The legacy what they have left, you should take it as an inspiration, and this is the takeaway from this Space Awareness Day. ಮತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲವು ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸು KSTA ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಡೇ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಗುಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದು 2-3 ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಸಾ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಬಿನ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ಟನ್, ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ನಾಸಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಸಾ ದಿಸ್ 3D ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಆ ರಾಕೆಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋದಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನಾವೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏಜ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಗೂ. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿನಾ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋಷ್ಟರೊಳಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂಥರ ದೂರ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇನೋ ಮಡಿವಂತಿಕೆ, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ. ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್, ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋಷ್ಟರೊಳಗೆ ಏನೋ ದೂರ, ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗದೆ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸೇ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿಯಾಗಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋದರೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು 3 ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ ಇದು. It aims to bridge the gap between traditional education and real-world applications in space science, providing students with the opportunity to delve deep into space exploration, astronomy, satellite technology, and STEM disciplines. STEM disciplines ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, science, technology, engineering, and maths disciplines. This center will also feature educational resources and exhibits to engage visitors of all ages and backgrounds. This also includes telescopes, interactive displays, and virtual reality stimulators. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ SLEC, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಷಿಯಲ್, SELC, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, US ಜೊತೆ ಕೊಲಾಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು. ದ ಅದರ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾನಮಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್. ಇದೇ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಟೇರಿಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಈ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಓಪನ್ ಟು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ನಾನು ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್, ಒಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ಸ್. PUCಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳದೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗಿರೋದು 2, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ 8th to 10th ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್. So this should be open to high school students, offering a unique blend of hands-on learning, skill development workshops, sky observation sessions, and much more, all centered around space exploration for a duration of 1 year. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ವಾರ್ಮಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ 1 yearದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. 1 ದಿನ 2 ದಿನ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ವಾರ್ಮಪ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Then the third suggestion is space workshops and skill training programs. 1-day workshops conduct ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. It should be conducted engaging local high school and college space enthusiasts in various topics, including building and launching the model rockets and telescope observation sessions. ಈ 3 ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗಮನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. All these programs aim to balance in-person and online learning for accommodating school schedules and providing a variety of engaging experiences for participants. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಓನ್ಲಿ KSTA ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡೂ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನರ ಸಹಾಯದ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೀಲಿ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಗಮನ ಕೊಡಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಯುವ ಜನಾಂಗ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಡೆ ಸಾಗಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನಗೆ 2 ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ KSD ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ 2 talks ಟುಡೇ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿ. So thank you very much. I thank my daughter, my son-in-law, my granddaughter for coming all the way from US, and they postponed their visit, going back only for this sake. So thank you very much, and thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, for your compassionate words. And so we are really very fortunate, KST, all KST staff. We had worked with these great icons. Professor UR sir, actually initially we were very fear of UR sir, but Shiv Kumar sir is always humble and he is always smiling with us, and whatever we take to inputs to Shiv Kumar sir, he is always smiling, and no, don't fear, you just talk to, no, please, no, call in front of me, you call ISRO scientist, you will come and give talk, don't worry, you keep, please call, like that. Everybody, he was, no, it's smiling face always. I used to come like put his hand to our shoulders, even Ramesh and everybody. He was very happy with KSTA, and we were really so missed both of them, and great visionary leaders. So thank you, madam, for your kind words towards academy, and I think Ramesh sir will take up this, what you suggested for Space Museum in this campus would be a great opportunity for us if government supports. And I request ISRO icons also here, so please support in this connection, sir. Now I request Dr. M.S. Srinivas sir, former senior scientist from ISRO, please say a few words on this gathering, sir.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಟು ಮಚ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಗ್ನೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಯಾಸ್, ಆಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಯುವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಲಕ್ಕಿ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮದು ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 3 ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೂನ್ ಮೇಲೆ, ಆ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿ? ಶಿವಶಕ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟು ಸಿ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಶಿವ ಅಂದರೆ ಪವರು, ಶಕ್ತಿ ವಿಮೆನ್ ಪವರು. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಯಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಾವ್ರೇಜ್ ಏಜು 28 ಇಯರ್ಸು. ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಚೈನಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಇರೋಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 12 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಏಜ್ಡ್. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಾವ್ರೇಜ್ ಏಜ್ 40 ಇಯರ್ಸು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ನಮ್ಮ 2047 ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಗೌಡರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ವಿಕಸಿತ ಭಾರತ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಮ್ಮದು ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕಾಗಿದೆ, ವಿಷನರೀಸು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರು. ಐ ಆರ್ ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದೆಮ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ವಾರ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ಪೇಸಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ? ಒಬ್ಬರು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಆರಿಜಿನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನು ಸ್ಪೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸುನಿತಾ ವಿಲಿಯಮ್ಸು. ನೋಡೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೂನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು? ಆರ್ಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗು. ಜನ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯಾರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಲ್ಪನಾ ಚಾವ್ಲಾ, ರಾಕೇಶ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ, ಸುನಿತಾ. 3rd ಪರ್ಸನ್ 4th ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅಚೀವರ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಸೈನ್ಸು, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗು, ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆಡಿಸನ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗೋಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್ ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಕೆನ್ ಬಿ ಸಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪೇಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಜರ್ನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ನರ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಟು ಅಚೀವ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಇಸ್ರೋ ಸೇರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದರು, ನಮ್ಮ IIST ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಟ್ರಿವೆಂಡ್ರಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೂ ವೆಲ್ ಇನ್ JEE, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ದೇರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ B.Tech M.Tech ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎ ಜಾಬ್ ಇನ್ ಇಸ್ರೋ, ಆಟೋಮೆಟ್ಲಿ ಅಶ್ಯೂರ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಿನಿಮೈಸ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಯೂಸ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ, ಬಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು ಇದೆ, ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಇದೆ. ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಮೊಬೈಲ್. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಚಾಟ್ GPT ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ರೆಡಿಮೇಡ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ 2 ಮಿನಿಟ್ ನೂಡಲ್ಸ್ ಥರ ನಿಮಗೆ, ನೀವು ನೂಡಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ರೋ ಈಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ನಮ್ಮದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಡೇಟ್ಸು. ಇಸ್ರೋ ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಡೇ ಇದೆ, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ 19th April ಅಂತ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಇಸ್ರೋ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾ, ಅದನ್ನು ಇವರು ರಮೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ KSTA ಒನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಔಟ್ರೀಚ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಸ್ರೋ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ವಿ ಗೋ ಟು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ದಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ದಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸು. ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇವರು ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ಸಾರಾಭಾಯಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ 75 ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಟಿ ವಿ ಇರೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಬೇರೆ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟಿಂದ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮೇಯ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ನಾಟಕ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಕ್ಕು. ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನೀವು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮೀ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ವಿಲ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸು, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸು, ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೋಬೋದು, ಇಸ್ರೋ ಸೇರ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್, ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts in this occasion. Now I request our CEO, Dr. A.M. Ramesh, sir, to give presidential address on this program.
Good morning. Very good morning to all of you, and greetings from Karnataka Science and Technology Academy. I think some of you are coming for the first time to KSTA. There are high school students, college students, and university students, and also faculty. Now let me first of all welcome the dignitaries on the dais. Dr. M.P. Nadagoda sir, Dr. Srinath sir, Girija madam, Srinivas sir, Anand, Jogat sir, Nagaraj sir, Sushila madam, Dr. Giri, Mrs. Giri, my good friend Dr. Shantanu, all the faculties and students. In fact, since 4 or 5 years, we have been organizing Space Day in commemoration of our two great former chairpersons of KSTA, Professor U.R. Rao and Dr. S.K. Shivkumar sir. As Srinivas told, we are really very lucky and blessed to have worked under two icons, Professor Rao sir and Dr. S.K. Shivkumar sir. As Nadagoda sir told, we had fear of speaking to Professor U.R. Rao, so because of age gap. But with SKS, he was like a good friend for us. Always we used to go and interact with him. In fact, first time I saw Dr. S.K. Shivkumar in 2010, when we had taken him for a talk to SJCE College in Mysore. At that time, I was not so aware of Professor Dr. Shivkumar sir. Our former secretary and CEO of KSTA, Dr. H. Honegoda sir, introduced me to Dr. SKS. In fact, we are like extended family of ISRO. We have worked under two icons, and our former member secretary and secretary DST, Dr. Honegoda sir, was also from ISRO. So we have ISRO culture in KSTA. We don't fit into other cultures. For a few years we had other culture, but we are not so coalescing so well as with ISRO culture, because ISRO has imbibed us determination and looking forward, visionary thing to imbibe us. So whatever we think, whatever we do in a ISRO culture way only. In fact, we were proposing to organize a bigger program, because students, it seems, have exam these days, so we could not organize in a bigger way. Most probably next year, our juniors will organize in a bigger way. On 15th maybe on Sunday, maybe on 16th of March, you can organize a bigger program in US, Bangalore, to commemorate great icons. Professor U.R. Rao sir was our chairman for 12 years, from 2005 to 2017. As Madam and Nadagoda sir, Srinivas sir told, the first satellite of India, Aryabhatta, was launched under Professor U.R. Rao's leadership. It seems at that time the average age of engineers and scientists who were involved in the launch of Aryabhatta was just 25 years, it seems. As Nadagoda sir told, Sir used to get all youngsters to do the building of Aryabhatta, and it was an instant success. On the first launch itself, ISRO had reached a stage where other big countries like US, Russia had achieved, and Chandrayaan-3 again was a great success. At that time in 1975, 19th April, nobody would have known about satellite, but now people know about satellite and space mission because of ISRO. As sir told, it's one of the few spacefaring nations. Docking and undocking was done few days ago, maybe yesterday. India is the 4th country to do so after US, China and Russia. So India is the 4th country to do so. So Professor Rao always used to say, if youngsters can mind, they can turn any difficult thing into easier one. The example he used to give was Aryabhata. And under Professor Rao, we started many programs. We have organized more than 50 conferences across the state, more than 300, 400 training programs, PG special lecture series, and awards for lifetime achievement in both science and technology and science communication. Under Professor Shivkumar sir, KSTA started Kannada Science Conference. The first conference was held in Mysore, to where our Srinath sir had come, where I came to know about him. He has been helping KSTA in many ways. And in fact, to invite MP Nadagowda sir also, he gave me the contact. And ISRO culture is that they are very humble and very friendly. When I requested Nadagowda sir for a talk, immediately he gave the reply. Whereas in other cultures, it's very difficult to get reply so easily. They take 1 week, 10 days, and after sending a reminder, they might reply or may not reply. But ISRO culture is a different one. I request all of you.
As you said, ISRO culture is extension of student life.
Yes. So, such humble people are there in ISRO. I'm sure many of you would like to join ISRO and become scientists like Srinivas sir, Nadagowda sir and Srinath sir and reach greater heights. How many of you would like to become scientists? Yaru ilva? Only one. Only 1 out of 100.
Doesn't matter.
Yes. Illa.
Not like that. In every field, excellence is required. If you don't want to become scientist, whatever field you want, you go and achieve excellence.
Yes. Correct. Yes. ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋಂಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಿಂಜರಿಕೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೌನವಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್. ಗಿರಿ ಸರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೆನ್
nowadays students are not responding, sir. We should ask the question in reverse way. Who don't want to be a scientist? Nobody.
Yes. Correct. Who doesn't want to be a scientist? Yes. Nobody raised. All of them would like to become scientists. That's a great thing.
Yes. To get it a consent from the students is the reverse way.
Yes. Nagaraj sir, more than 25 years of experience in teaching. ನಾನು ಒಂದು 4-5 ವರ್ಷ ಮಾತ್ರ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಕೇಳೋದು ಅದೇ ಥರ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾವ್ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ we used to attend his talks and also in meetings. We used to talk about colonizing Mars and getting helium-3 from on the surface of moon. And many of the meetings were so enthusiastic. He used to talk about space missions that our knowledge used to broaden whenever we go and sit in the meetings. We have interacted very closely with Yuva Rao sir also. I was the first escort to Professor Yuva Rao. For whichever meeting he used to come, I used to go to his house and pick up. Once, first time, I had the horror of my life, scare of my life. I could not locate his house. For nearly half an hour, I was going in and around the same place. And when I reached 10 minutes late to what he had told me, he was so furious. I will be going to meeting late. Minister is coming. He shouted at me and then he said, no problem. I understand Bangalore traffic is very terrific, but still you have, within 10 minutes you have come here. Then we went and in fact we were 5 minutes earlier to the minister's arrival. and he was happy. The driver was so good, one Mr. Timaya. He told, don't worry, sir, I will take at least 5 minutes before the minister. We reached, and Professor Rao was happy. Since then, for 5-6 years, I used to go as an escort to him. Later, my another colleague used to go, and Professor SKS was like a friend, philosopher, and guide. We never feared of going to Professor Shivkumar sir, as Dr. Srinivas told. And Shivkumar sir had a great vision for KSTA. He wanted to start a separate TV channel for science, and he had interaction with ISRO people also. He wanted to go and meet the chairman, but in a few months later he passed away. That could not be realized, and I hope if a dynamic chairman comes, I'm sure it can be realized, because in many of the places, if I say I am the CEO, they don't care. If they say chairman of KSTA, certainly they will care, and most probably ISRO will also agree to get a separate channel. Now they have given to DSCRT. It seems it's not so active. If they had given to KSTA, it would have been very active. We have a studio also to make documentaries of the talks that scientists give, and we have distributed nearly 400 CDs across the state, more than 200 schools and colleges across. Very informative, and I am very thankful to Nadagowda sir and Srinath sir for accepting my invitation and to deliver the talk. I am sure it will certainly enthuse you and inspire you to take up science as a career. I am thankful to Smita ji and Puneet ji and Ashvi for making it convenient to be here. In fact, with the SKS Foundation, we have done few programs, and in future also we are ready to organize any programs with you, and we are open for entering into an MOU also. Regularly we can organize programs in rural areas. With this, I wish you all a great future. I am sure these two talks will inspire and ignite you to become scientists. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Your wonderful and inspirational speech, and so your mentorship, your planning and support and encouraging all of us to organize these kind of programs. So, as sir told, EduSat ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ರೋ ಟೀಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು EduSat ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಇಸ್ರೋ ಟೀಮ್ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆ ಥರ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್ ಸರ್ ಟು ಸೆಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಎ EduSat ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್. So now I request my colleague Mr. Umesh Gadki to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to one and all. Shubhodaya, ellarigu Shubhodaya. On this day, celebration of birth anniversary of two space icons, Padma Bhushan Professor U.R. Rao sir and Padma Shri Dr. S.K. Shivkumar sir, we have gathered here. It is my great pleasure and immense pleasure to stand before you to express the gratitude to one and all who are connected to this event and who have been part of this today's program. First and foremost, I would like to thank today's chief guest, Dr. Arvind Nadagowda sir, Deputy Director, Integration Checkout Area URL Satellite Center, ISRO Bangalore, for accepting our invitation and delivering today's session. Thank you very much, sir. Also, I would like to thank our another chief guest, Shri Srinath Ratan Kumar, Scientist SG ISRAC ISRO Bangalore, from KSTA and on behalf of all of us. Thank you very much, sir. And I would like to thank the president of this event, our CEO, Dr. A.M. Ramesh sir, for meticulously planning and supporting and guiding us to organize this event. Thank you very much, sir. Also, I would like to thank our guest of honors, Dr. C.R. Girija ma'am, former professor, Government Science College, Bangalore. Thank you very much, ma'am. Also, I would like to thank the family of Dr. S.K. Shivkumar sir, daughter, Miss Mita, and yes, sir, and Shri Puneet sir, and their daughter, the family. On behalf of KSTA, thank you very much, sir, and family. And also I would like to thank our another guest of honor, Dr. M. Srinivas sir, former scientist G, group head, ISRO. Thank you very much, sir. And I would like to thank all our teaching technical staff and non-technical staff, our senior scientific officer Dr. Anandar, Shri V.K. Srinivasu, administrative officer Shri Madheva Gowda, and other our team from KSTA for who have been supporting to organize this event. On behalf of KSTA and on behalf of all of us present here, thank you very much. Also, I would like to thank all the teaching faculty from various colleges, Dr. Giri sir and ma'am from Soundara Institute, and Dr. Shantanu Das from Sheshadripuram College, sir, Shri Nagaraj sir, and Mahantappa Jogat sir, thank you sir, and Shri SST Swami from Shimoga Science Foundation, and all other teaching faculty and parents who have been with us here with their children, and all the degree students, college students, and university students who have been part of this program. Thank you very much.
Indeed, thank you very much, Gatki, for your wonderful vote of thanks. So, as you all know, the birth date of Professor U.R. Rao is March 10th, and Professor S.K. Shivkumar sir is March 17th. So Professor U.R. Rao sir and Professor Shivkumar sir contribution to India's space program have been instrumental in establishing the country as a major player in space exploration. Their legacy continues to inspire future generations of scientists and engineers. With this, I request all of you to please join us for a group photo in front of our KSTA, and after the 10 minutes tea break, then we will immediately start technical session. So thank you one and all once again for present and witnessing this wonderful program.
ಎರಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದು ನಾಡಗೌಡ ಸರ್ದು, ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು? ಅದು ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಪಿಪಿಟಿನೇ ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರು. ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅದಿರಲಿ, ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಸೆಕೆಂಡು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಥರ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೇನಿಲ್ಲ.
ನನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಪ್ಪ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಂ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೇ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್. ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ ದ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ವಿಶ್ಡ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ರಾಮನಗೌಡ ವೆಂಕಣ್ಣಗೌಡ ನಾಡಗೌಡ ಸರ್, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಡೆಪ್ಟಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಪಗ್ರಹ ಸಮಕಲನ ಹಾಗೂ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಣಾ ವಿಭಾಗ. ಅವರು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್, ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಯು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರಾವ್ ಉಪಗ್ರಹ ಕೇಂದ್ರ, ಭಾರತೀಯ ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷ ಸಂಶೋಧನಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಡಗೌಡ ಸರ್ರು ಅವರಾದಿ ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ಮೂಡಲಗಿ ಗ್ರಾಮ, ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಜನನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು 1ರಿಂದ 6ನೇ ತರಗತಿವರೆಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಓದುತ್ತಾರೆ. ನಂತರ 7ನೇ ತರಗತಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ, KE ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ ಧಾರವಾಡ. 8ರಿಂದ 10ನೇ ತರಗತಿವರೆಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ KE ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪ್ರೌಢಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಧಾರವಾಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿ. ನಂತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪ್ರಾದೇಶಿಕ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯುನ್ಮಾನ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಪದವಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ತದನಂತರ ಅವರು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಮ್.ಟೆಕ್ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡಿತಾರೆ. ಸರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಅಪಾರವಾದ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 2 ಯೋಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ ಸಂವೇದನೆಗಳ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ತಂಡದ ನಾಯಕರಾಗಿ ಇಸ್ರೋದ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ ಸಮೀಪದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಉಳ್ಳಾರ್ತಿ ಕಾವಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಂದ್ರನ ಮೇಲ್ಮೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ಕುಳಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಂವೇದಕಗಳ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಸ್ರೋದಿಂದ ತಯಾರಾಗುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಪಗ್ರಹಗಳ ವಿನ್ಯಾಸ, ಜೋಡಣೆ, ಭೂಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ಉಡಾವಣೆ ಕೇಂದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ರವಾನೆ, ಉಡಾವಣಾ ಪೂರ್ವ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ತಂಡದಿಂದ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಮೇಲ್ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ್ 3 ಯೋಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದ ನೌಕೆಯನ್ನು ತಯಾರಿಸಿ ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಮೃದುವಾಗಿ ಚಂದ್ರನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಳಿಯುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಡಗೌಡ ಸರ್ ಪಾತ್ರ, ಸುಮಾರು 250 ಜನರ ತಂಡದ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹುಮುಖ್ಯ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಅವರು ಸರಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಯೋಜನೆ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವರು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸರ್, RT ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಯು ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಕ್ and over to you sir.
ಇದಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್. ಎನ್ವಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಜ ಇದೆಯೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೂ ಓಕೆ. ಏನಂದರೆ ಇಸ್ರೋದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಏನು ವಿಶೇಷತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಯಾರು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನರನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಕೊಡುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಇಸ್ರೋ. ಅದು ಇಸ್ರೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಅದು ಯಾಕಂದರೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿತ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್, first I would like to remember visionary leaders, Professor U.R. Rao and Dr. S.K. Sivakumar sir. Not only them, our founding father Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, and then leader Satish Dhawan sir. Regarding him you would have heard many things, that how was his leadership, how he used to project his juniors when some success is there, and when failure is there, he used to take the responsibility. That is leadership. Not that if some junior does something, scold him and bring the morale down. So that is the speciality of each and every leader of ISRO, and that is how that energy and their spirit is there in the present people who are at the helm of affairs in ISRO, and that is what is driving the activity of ISRO, and that is what has taken ISRO from humble beginnings to the present status of being one of the 5 most spacefaring nations in the world. And one more thing is, in this technical area or in this space field, there is nothing like others have done so much. I am audible, no? Okay, okay. So others have done so much, what is there for us to achieve? You need not get disheartened or need not be afraid of anything, because in the science field there is nothing like this is achieved and there is nothing to achieve now, because even though we India started late, we were the first country to confirm the presence of water on moon. Correct? So even though NASA, other space agencies, they were in this area and in this area of operation from beginning, it was ISRO Chandrayaan 1 which confirmed the presence of water on moon. And similarly, we are the only country in the world who were successful in our first attempt to reach Mars. Correct? And when 104 satellites were launched by one rocket PSLV, that time chairman ISRO was our Kiran Kumar sir, Auru Kannadigare. So there is nothing like others have achieved, what is there for me to achieve, nothing like that. And all this achievement was done by people who came from majority, I am not telling all were from rural background only, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, region, people who had enthusiasm and energy to do something. And the best culture was there in ISRO. They got opportunity to get into ISRO and they played their part, and they got the blessings of all 140 crore people, more than 140 crore people of India, and that is how that achievement happened. Anyway, even though we have paid homage and tribute to our space icons, Professor Yuvarao and Dr. SKS, once again I would like to, with great respect and reverence, once again would like to salute these great icons, and we are all here because of the activity they started, and that is how our country is strong. Our Abdul Kalam sir used to tell, strength, respect, strength only. That is how that strength is built in India, because it is the scientific achievement and capability that is recognized by other countries, and because of that, even NASA, ESA, all are coming to work with us. Otherwise, earlier days, before this achievement was done, if you want to collaborate with them, they will not look at you. So since now they know that India has got talent, India is well established in the space activity, they have come, and I am very happy to tell you that the world's costliest Earth observation satellite, NISR, NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, which is being built at a cost of 1.3 billion, nearly 11,000 crores. It is in the, fully it is ready, waiting for launch, maybe May it will be launched, and that can detect millimeter of change on the surface of the earth. It can predict earthquakes, ice melt, all that it can detect, and that we have done in collaboration with NASA, who are the leaders in this area, and in that also ISRO is spending only 1,000 crores, whereas NASA is spending 10,000 crores. And we are doing 70% of the work, they are doing only 30% of the work. So you can see the talent and the capability of Indians and Indian scientists. And all this is done by local talent only, those who came from rural background, maybe those who studied in government schools. Nothing will come as a barrier or limitation to you. That internal spirit and that spirit that you have to achieve something, that is there, and your commitment, dedication and capability only matter. And this is how the people like you only, those who did also, they were once people like you only, sitting and listening to some great visionaries at that time probably. And okay. So Professor Yuvarao, anyway you know, about his education and all, it was told by the earlier speakers. And sir published more than 350 scientific and technical papers, and he got so many honorary doctorate nearly from some 21 universities, and Padma Vibhushana, the second highest civilian award. And the most important thing is, sir is the only Indian space scientist to be inducted into the highly prestigious Satellite Hall of Fame at Washington DC, USA on March 19, 2013, which we all have to be proud of. And sir also has come from a very poor background and from humble background, from a village in Udupi called Adamaru, and with lot of struggle only he has come, but that is the spirit, and it is gold only. So gold ultimately will be gold only, whatever it is there, just it has to be extracted, and that is his achievement. And he is, as I told, he is the father of space technology in India. He is the one who started all this activity. And these are some of the glimpses, and on his birthday this year, this is what appeared on Google Doodle page. That is, happy birthday Professor Rao, your stellar technological advancements continue to be felt across the galaxy. Reads the description on Google Doodle's website. Across the galaxy. And some of the glimpses, Madam Yashoda Rao is there, and you see he was a finest of the human beings. Both SKS, UR Rao, and for that matter all leaders who led ISRO from time to time, they were one of the finest human beings, because technical capability, all that will be there in many people. But what differentiates these leaders and icons is their concern for well-being of the society, their concern for every fellow man of the society. That is what differentiated them, and they worked with that strong conviction, and that is how success came, and that is how India became strong in this technology. And not only that, in every field, maybe in the field of spacecrafts, launch vehicles, applications, ground segments, every field we improved, and all our programs were multidisciplinary and benefiting all facets of the society. And one more thing I would like to tell is, the advancement in space technology drives advancement in every field, including medical, diagnostic, everything. And that is how all those diagnostic tools, techniques which got developed, no, the root is this advancements in space technology. What happened in that space race between US and Russia, that is what led to this. That is why we cannot afford to remain backward in this area. We have to continue our effort. We have to put all our energy and enthusiasm. And one more thing I would like to tell is, all of you may not be interested to come to this field. This is an exciting field, but it may not excite somebody. But what message I would like to give is, not necessary that every one of you have to come to this field, but whichever you field you go, you should achieve excellence in that. That is respected, that is valued, and you will get the satisfaction of life. What everybody wants to be happy and satisfied and contented, no? So when you do that, when you do your duty properly and achieve excellence in that, and when it benefits, and if it wipes a tear from your fellow person, or it makes his life better, then you will have the greatest satisfaction of your life, and there is a meaning to life, and that is what we all should aim to do it. Now coming to Dr. SK sir, brief summary only I am giving, and anyway about his education you have heard. Sir also, he was awarded Padma Shri, Nadoja award, so many awards, and such a compassionate sir. Every employee, irrespective of rank and cadre, he knew their name and he used to call by their name, and he never used to sit in his seat. He used to go everywhere on the field, no? See here, this science and technology field, you cannot achieve progress just by sitting in your room and this thing. You have to go everywhere. You have to understand what is the problem of each and every technician or lower level person. That is what sir used to do. He used to have a first hand information about problem of everybody, and he used to do his best. And I am very happy to be associated with sir from the days of IRS 1C, when we were doing our third generation remote sensing spacecraft. And 1 minute, sorry. So in our third generation of remote sensing spacecrafts, we were leapfrogging in terms of technology. And our earlier remote sensing missions, what we started, the resolution was 1 kilometer and all. In IRS 1C, we had 5.8 meters resolution. And at that time, that was one of the best in the world, actually, contemporary. So that is what I am telling you. In ISRO, time to time, they kept pace with what is happening elsewhere in the world, and for some part of the time, they were leaders also. And the outcome of IRS 1C, those satellites, remote sensing satellites, that output was available to the entire world, and entire people of entire world were beneficiaries of that. And that time, we were leapfrogging in technology. The data rate was very high. And that time our ground station was not getting ready, because and that time some embargo also was there. See, people of other countries, we need all state of the art components and all to realize the systems. They were not available. Then at that time, since ground segment was ready, even if you launch the satellite, how will you receive the data and get the data product and put it to use for the application? SK sir, every week he used to fly to our NRSC and follow up and see that all systems are ready. And by the time satellite was up in orbit, our ground system also was ready, and I was project manager in that IRS 1C, and I have also designed and developed many ground systems which brought lot of saving to the tune of crores of rupees, and also saved foreign exchange. And not only that, it is like Atmanirbharta, no? See, even if I am ready to pay lot of money, people will deny you. At that time, how will you go ahead with your planned activity? So that is how all young team, all people drawn from different parts of the country, we worked as one team and developed all required systems, high bit rate systems, and we did the project, tested the satellite, put up in space, and it was a great success. And IRS 1C was featured in one of our journal, Current Science. That is, it is a very great magazine in the field of science and technology. So that is about sir. And madam also told, sir is called, like we call Vikram Sarabhai as father of space technology in India, Professor U.R. Rao, father of spacecraft technology. Like that, Dr. S.K. Sivakumar sir we call as father of deep space technology, deep space navigation. And what he has done, what he has established, even today is being used for managing all our missions to Moon, Mars, and Aditya, all those things. That 32-meter big antenna and related systems, they were very, very instrumental and crucial to for the success of these missions. And sir has put his heart and soul, and as madam told, ISRO was his first family, and that is the attitude of people who were there, our leaders, and we should have that attitude of gratitude, because those people did like that and put strong foundations. That was a very good platform for us to stay there and play our role, and because of that, and as you know, in 2023, whole ISRO took every Indian to the moon. That is where we achieved Chandrayana success. It was not a small success, because everything has to go all right there. Even one small mistake leads to mission failure. That is what happened in Chandrayana 2. Everything you have to visualize, imagine, and you also have to think of what all can go wrong. So your design had to be failure based design, and most of the things we will not be able to test and confirm that it is going to perform. So in Chandrayana 3, based on the experience and failure analysis what happened in Chandrayana 2, so many tests, additional tests were done, and wherever we assessed that this could be the cause of failure, we corrected all those things. And as you know, all of you would have watched Chandrayana landing live, and probably you would have seen the confidence and that satisfaction was there when that landing event was about to happen, and Honorable Prime Minister also watched it live. He was in some other country, but he set aside all his engagements and he watched live, and immediately he congratulated the nation and the scientists, ISRO scientists. And after that, straight away he came to our ISTRAC and addressed, and his address was like not like any ordinary politician, that content, scientific content, technical content, you really have to see in every field how Sir, Prime Minister Sir gets that much of time to get into finer aspects of things, and that was the encouraging and speech. So this is all about ISRO's evolution. In 1962, Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCOSPAR, was established by the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru under Department of Atomic Energy. Initially it was under Department of Atomic Energy. Then 1963, establishment of Indian Spaceport, that is Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station. This activity, that launching the sounding rockets, it started in Tumba, Tirunananthapuram. So Trivandrum, what we call as Trivandrum. So that is what you have to see, the vision of Vikram Sarabhai. Just few years after independence, country had lot of problem. People didn't have food, shelter, so many difficulties were there. But at that time, he realized, that thought came that this space technology can solve the problems of our countrymen, and this is the one powerful tool which will make our country strong. That is what and true to his vision and whatever thought came, the subsequent leaders also got into this field. People of the country got into this field, and rest is history what happened. And with Chandrayana 3 landing and with the space docking experiment, docking, undocking, both we did, and what we achieved, that mastered the technology through SpadeX project, that is space docking experiment. It is a very critical technology. You imagine two systems are moving at a speed of nearly 7 km per second. While moving, one has to go closer to another, and with the available sensors and actuators which are there on two objects, they have to do fine navigation and dock with each other. And this technology is very crucial for our human space missions. That is, already the government has approved our Bharatiya Antariksha Station, that is to establish our own space station. That space station will be orbiting around 400 to 450 kilometers. In that orbit it will be orbiting and carry out many state-of-the-art experiments in science. So now our ambitious aim is, already project is approved. The first module, Bharatiya Antariksha Station, first module, we want to put in space by 2028. Very ambitious project. But that is what is the expectation of the country from ISRO and from the people of the country. And we are also confident because you see our heritage and culture. When nobody was knowing what satellite is and no facility was there, they realized the satellite in 3 years, including the lab, facilities, everything they established. One engineering model, qualification model, including the flight model, and they did. If they can do it, so why we cannot do it? So we have taken up, relying on our capability and our dedication and commitment. The government has put faith in us, and the people of the country to support us and taken up these ambitious missions. And the establishment of Bharatiya Antariksha Station we will be completing by 2035. And to go there, because see, we cannot see all put together, it will be a huge module. Each module length is, first module length is around 11 meters, and subsequently the later modules will go up to 16 meters and all length. So all you cannot assemble here and launch, because launch vehicle itself will not have capability, or you cannot put in the fairing of the launch vehicle. So that is why all these modules have to be assembled in space, up in space. How will you assemble? One module has to come closer to another, and it will be orbiting at that speed, 6 kilometers, 7 kilometers per second. So that is what we achieved in SpaceX, space docking experiment, is a precursor to achieve all those missions. And anyway, let us all congratulate ISRO as well as the people of the country, because without the blessing and will of the country, we will not get that encouragement and energy, and this is what has happened. Then Indian Space Research Organization was established in 1969, and Department of Space in 1972, and I was telling about Aryabhatta. 1972, this thought only came, and that time they were not knowing anything, but still they worked out the project, and project timeline also they defined as 3 years, and they achieved that within the projected budget and projected timeline. You see, at that point of time they achieved. Then what startup and all we are talking. So the greatest culture of startup started in ISRO itself. There also they were pioneers. So these are some of the glimpses of how a rocket being carried on bicycle, all these things are there, and first sounding rocket. And that time the stature of the leaders also was like that, and even the political leaders also used to respect the scientific community, or great think tanks they used to respect. And our Vikram Sarabhai sir or Professor U.R. Rao sir and all, directly they could talk to Prime Minister, and they used to get approval for their thought, because all their thoughts were noble thoughts, and their thoughts were leading to well-being of humanity and people of the country. So all were good, scientists also were good, and politicians also were good, all people were good. Now also it is good, only it is our thinking that people are bad. So only we have to change our thinking. Everything is good, we only have to improve. So this one, anyway, ISRO has satellites, has developed satellites for all applications. To inspire the young mind, we have scientific missions. And anyway, you know, when a rocket, when you see a rocket taking off, it will be a hair-raising experience. Am I correct? So when you see, no, without your knowledge, your hairs will become straight. That is the. And imagine people who did that rocket, and they were in the control center and watching it live. And anyway, I think you all know, any citizen of the country can watch our launches taking place from Sriharikota. Anyway, one is online, even physically also you can go there. There is a visitors gallery created with capacity of 10,000, and during Chandrayaan-3 launch, in that 10,000 capacity, 14,000 people watched. So that is the thing. So please, some of you also, you please take time and go and watch. Really, I am telling you, it will be an experience of life for you.
10 million on YouTube.
10 million on YouTube. Correct. So that is what we heard. That was the event watched by maximum number of people even to date. So then this GSAT-11 is one communication satellite, that is internet and high throughput satellite. So that is its liftoff mass was 6,000 kg. So then NVS-02 is navigation satellite, that is NAVIC, it is called navigation with Indian constellation. Then anyway, you know about Aditya, It is our first observatory, dedicated observatory to watch sun continuously and learn about the space dynamics, space weather and all that. And Chandrayana 3. Then these are some radar imaging satellites. Radar imaging satellite specialty is they can observe during daytime, night time, whether it is rain or shine, they can observe. So they are very, very useful for surveillance and keeping an eye on our borders, and during floods and natural disasters. So under rain condition also, to some depth what is submerged, that also assessment can be done. So they serve as great assets to the country and help in managing such situations. And here I am very happy to inform you that I was project director to design, build and realize 3 spacecraft called radar imaging satellites, RISAT 2B series, to keep an eye on our borders 24/7. And I will tell you a brief story, and that is what we are blessed actually. We have the blessings of all 140 crore people, because I am not telling that only people in ISRO are capable, people everywhere are capable. That is how in every field development has happened, progress has happened. But here I would like to narrate one story. In 2018, the country badly needed these satellites to be put in orbit to keep an eye on our borders, because we had lot of problem with our adversaries. So we had to be prepared to take care of any situations. At that time, we didn't have any technology to realize such satellites. This required one unfurlable antenna, an antenna of 3.6 meter diameter, which will be folded when you launch the satellite, and it will unfurl by a command when it goes up. We didn't have that technology. And even it needs high power amplifiers, RF amplifiers, that also we didn't have technology. So at that time, Dr. K. Sivan was chairman of ISRO, and I was also called to headquarters. And Israeli aerospace industries, they had this capability to do such satellites. They were called, but they told, but country urgently wanted, they wanted within 1 year, they wanted. Then our chairman ISRO, then Dr. Sivan, told the Israeli persons, you need to give within 1 year. If you can give 3 satellites, then if you can give within 1 year, I can convince the government and get you the order. Then when our chairman sir told, they told, no, even though we have technology, everything is there, our work will start only after you give the order, and we need minimum 4 years to realize 1 satellite, they told. And the cost they quoted was per satellite 4,000 crores, and 3 satellites put together 12,000 crores. That is the cost quoted by Israeli Aerospace Industry. At that time, our chairman, then chairman Sivan sir told, okay, cost may be anything. If you can give within 1 year, I can convince government. Otherwise, I don't know what type of confidence he had in the team. He told, our team will develop these satellites. Like that he told. And true to his confidence, our team across ISRO aligned as one team. Their hearts and mind, everything beat together. And in 2 years, we established a constellation of 3 satellites up in orbit, and even today they are working and keeping eye on our border. And all this we achieved in a meager 1,000 crore cost, all 3 satellites, which otherwise would have costed 12,000 crores. That is why I am telling you, if a person like me, coming from rural background, can do this much, means, one person cannot do, it is a teamwork only, but I had the opportunity to lead the team and accomplish this mission. This is what happened when people come together, think together, and it is for a cause, it is for a national cause, it is for the well-being of everybody. Great things will happen. Not only your elders and people will help you, even God will help you and God will give you those kind of thoughts. This is what I want to tell you. And my dear children and students here, please be confident, be convinced that what you are doing is the right thing. That kind of thinking you have to develop. So you should have attitude of gratitude. See, many people, your parents, your neighbors, your teachers, many are responsible for what position you are today, right? So if you have that attitude of gratitude, that will keep you strong. And because when the activity you are doing is a complex one, sometimes always success will not be there. Sometimes some up will be there, down will be there. But all times you should not lose confidence and go away from your goals. So how will you get this confidence? So if you have that attitude of gratitude, and such, their blessings will give you strength to move forward. So please look around, help some people who are not as fortunate as you are, because if your neighbor is suffering, you cannot be happy, right? So if all are happy, only society can be happy and people can be happy. So this is very important, and that is what our great leaders did, and that is why country is in a good position. Evolution, anyway, I will read it out. Harness, see, the vision of India's space program is harness, sustain and augment space technology for national development while pursuing space science research and planetary exploration. And Vikram Sarabhai sir, anyway, he told we must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to the real problems of man and society. And anyway, we have achieved all these things true to his vision, and definitely all this was possible because of his blessings and what he started. See, this is where we were. It was a spin stabilized satellite to landing on moon where perfection is needed and lot of technologies are needed, and precision, even one small mistake leads to mission failure. So everything had to go all right, and it went all right. And these many satellites we have realized for every application, be it communication, remote sensing, and space exploration, going to moon, going to Mars. And anyway, now we have very ambitious missions to Venus also. That project also is approved, go to Venus. And also manned mission to moon. And prior to that, we have a continuation series in Chandrayana. And my dear students, you have lot of opportunities. Opportunities are unlimited, but opportunities will not come just like that. We have to be thinking, we have to be committed, and we have to put that kind of hard work, what our seniors, they have given us a good culture, they have given us a good platform. We have to take off from there and play our role effectively. And if we have committed to do that, no one can stop us from becoming the world leader, and we will be able to get all these opportunities. And for your information, I would like to tell you with happiness that the opportunity that is available in this sector, in spacecraft, launch vehicles, ground segment applications, is a whooping $0.5 trillion, $500 billion, which is around 40 lakh crores. So that can provide job and opportunity and satisfaction to nearly 2 to 3 crore people. That is a great opportunity. And recognizing this, our government also is doing a great job. The environment in the country is very vibrant and very good. Environment in my institution is good. Environment in the state government is good. Environment in the country is good. And recognizing this, government thought that if only ISRO is doing, what we can do is limited, but opportunity is unlimited. So how to bridge this gap? That is why they rolled out unlocking of the space sector, that is giving opportunity, encouragement and enabling anyone who wants to come to this field and get into this field and contribute their best. To enable that, government unlocked the space sector and rolled out new space policy in 2023. But the thought process and work to roll out this started in 2020 itself. So the environment is very good and there is a arrangement, and anyway, whatever we have achieved, whatever ISRO has achieved, didn't come very easily. It is the sacrifice of many leaders. For them, ISRO was the first family, like Madam Girija Madam also told. Shivkumar sir, real family was second family only. First family was ISRO family only. That is the type of sacrifice they did. And sir should have lived longer. Unfortunately, he reached the heavenly abode at the age of 66 only. Am I correct, madam? 66 only. 66 is a very small age, because for a ever smiling and cheerful person, 66 is a very small age. And sir, if he had lived, he would have contributed, and probably what you are seeing KSTA, you would have seen something different by now if sir were there. And that is how was the attitude. Anyway, nobody can go beyond God's wish. Hope that God's wish is there. What sir could not accomplish, probably he wants you all to accomplish. Please think. And as I told you, not necessary that you all have to come to space field. Wherever you go, you do your work sincerely, then the whole world will be peaceful and happy. So these are some of the things already I told. Initially when we started, the resolution was 1 kilometer, because see all this for crop monitoring, how is the health of the crop, for everything, for disaster management, then agriculture produce yield estimation, how to plan its dissemination. For every application we have satellites, and even groundwater prospecting, everything. And for governance, because for all this connecting the unreachable places, for example hilly terrains and northeastern regions, we have satellites where we can give good internet connectivity and all these programs are there. So for every application we have programs. Then about the microwave remote sensing, I told you that bisilagali, malayagali, chaliyagali, any time it can do imaging and provide you the service what you need. And this is the growth of the satellite. And ISRO is one thing where other place for dedicated purpose they will make one dedicated satellite, but that will become very expensive. Again it is ingenuity of our founding fathers, former leaders and subsequent people who were in ISRO and contributed to this. We had multi-purpose satellites. So even in INSAT, where communication, TV broadcasting is the main purpose, there also weather monitoring, other multi-purpose satellite. So that is how they made the space program very cost effective and beneficial to humanity. And NAVIC satellite, then these are all the evolution starting from sounding rockets, Aryabhata to, then even in the science field, Aditya L1. Actually 2023 was a great year for science enthusiasts. We had Aditya L1, Chandrayana 3, as well as Exposat, that is observing the cosmos. Yeah. So this is one slide which is summarizing ISRO's achievements so far. Here I have written so far 127 satellites realized. It is not true. Some more have got added there. So it is more than 132 now, around 132 satellites realized as on date. And launch vehicle with 100th launch of NVS. NVS was the 100th launch. We celebrated our centenary launch when NVS-02 was launched. Then we have launched 424 satellites for foreign countries from 34 countries. So even every day, since last 2 days it is coming in Pradesh Samachara, every news that government is making announcement in the news that $140 million realized by launching satellites to foreign countries. Reusable launch vehicle, this is our effort to reduce our cost of launching, because finally, no, if you have to sustain and survive in this field, cost effectiveness matters. So you assume you need something, whom you will go? Somebody who can meet your requirement at a very less cost. See, first objective is they have to meet your requirement. Once, if two parties are there, both are meeting your requirement, whom will you go? One who can provide you or meet your requirement at a lower cost. So, this is one more area where our launch or building the satellite or application or the end service what you provide, you have to be cost effective. And all that can happen, because in the industry, no, most of the best technology may be there, but they will not be knowing how it is applicable in our satellite, realizing satellites or launch vehicles. That is why government has opened up the space sector. Anybody who wants can get into this field, including students, startups, industry, everybody. And there is an arrangement. See, whatever ISRO has gained expertise, experience, over the years, over 60 years we have worked in this field. So we have very fine of the understanding. So we can make it available to anyone who wants at a very nominal cost or at no cost. And even because doing some activity in this space area is very expensive, you need huge facility and all. Even those facilities are made available at a nominal cost. And industries are able to build their launch pad in ISRO facility. So all these things are being enabled, and that is why I am telling you, it is a great time, great environment in the country, and you are very fortunate that you are in your active life when everything is very great in the country. So that way you are blessed people. So please take the country to next level of preparedness and achievement. So anyway, Mars Orbiter mission, Ratnakumar also is going to speak on this, so I will not dwell on this. And we were the first country to achieve this. Even though so many people started this activity much prior to that, we were the only country in the world who were successful in our first attempt to reach Mars. So that is it. And anyway, about lunar exploration, Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3. Chandrayaan 1 discovered the presence of water on moon. Chandrayaan 2, what they launched, one of the best camera is there to map and understand about the lunar terrain. Chandrayaan 3 anyway, we soft landed. Soft landing is no mean achievement by any standards, and many awards and accolades across the globe came to ISRO and the team for having achieved this. So Aditya mission I told you, there also, and one more thing I have to tell, because we have to remember people who are providing relentless service. Our Kiran Kumar sir, former chairman, even today he is member Space Commission, chairman of Governing Council PRL, and every day he comes to office. He is 71 years young, and when Chandrayaan was launched, from the day of launch to it landed, he didn't go home. He was in control center, and he was playing multiple roles at the same time. And like that only, because all these are the culture that is left by Professor U.R. Rao and Dr. S.K. Shivakumar like thing, and sir didn't do, and he used to be a worker along with workers, a guide, guiding role, every role he was playing simultaneously. Micromanagement, macromanagement, everything. That is the capability of our great leaders. So I didn't, I wanted to remember, and that is why I mentioned sir. And even in Aditya mission, such was the contribution of sir. And even at this age, every small school they call, he goes. That is, it is a fashion for him. He wants to address young children. He wants to inspire them he wants them to contribute. Yeah, anyway, this is our Gaganyana program. We were to accomplish this by 2022, but then COVID came, and see, for the first time we were dealing with human life. When human life is involved, it is very precious, and we didn't want to buy technology from other countries and accomplish this. We wanted to accomplish this with homegrown technology, everything developed here. So that is why lot of challenges are there, and we have to make sure that whatever systems we have developed and all, they are going to work to perfection and there won't be any failure, because any failure in this is going to be disastrous and it may lead to halting of the whole program. That is why we are very careful, but still we are pursuing it relentlessly, and possibly the first unmanned mission should happen this year. I assure you, all people across ISRO and even the industries are working and helping us, and good job is happening and good progress is happening. So I am assuring you and I am updating you that good things are happening, and unmanned should happen this year, and maybe in next year or a year next to that, manned space flight should happen. Anyway, our test vehicle flight was successful. That is crew escape system, and after escaping, landing in the ocean and then recovery, all that happened. And space docking experiment, I told you, we achieved that, which is very, very crucial for all our ambitious missions, including Gaganyaan, Bharatiya Antariksh Station, then crewed mission to moon, where our Indians will be landing on moon. And there around moon also we may establish a space station where people can orbit and explore things. Anyway, this is some Twitter messages by the government and people congratulating ISRO on the successful accomplishment of this feat. Then industry participation. See, lot of opportunity is there. I was telling, almost 60% of the budget allocated to ISRO goes into the industry. And it is a big opportunity, for every student, because so that is from the beginning, that has been the model of ISRO. Almost 650 to 700 industries are involved and helping us in accomplishing our missions. So in realizing a subsystem or in testing. And one more thing, I am very happy to inform you that as a first event, we got this PADEX-2 satellites realized in the industry, by the industry in their premises. So that was our first effort. And this is the way to go, because lot of expectation is there and lot of missions we have to do, and only ISRO has to do means we cannot do. We don't have capability, because the expectation and opportunities are huge, and our resources are limited. Unless industry also invests in this, and they will also invest seeing the opportunity, because for us we are funded by government, we can do. But in industry, profit also important. No, they have to pay their employees. So this was our first attempt to make what capability is there in ISRO to come in the industry. This was our first attempt and successfully realized. And anyway, as I told you, we accomplished docking, undocking also. So it was a very successful thing, and government also and people also appreciated ISRO for doing this. So this is continue. So we are open, we are ready to impart the technology, knowledge, and give our facility also to be utilized by anybody. So we are ready for this. Continue the hand-holding, training and building cost-effective systems, self-reliance in satellite building, Atmanirbhar Bharat, adaptation of ISRO culture by industry partners, extend ISRO's expertise to industry, facilitate industry partners to meet global requirements, adopting to space systems quality and reliability. Quality very important, because failure is disastrous. We should not aim to learn from our failure. From other failures we have to learn. So we have to minimize failures. Then only our activity will become cost effective. So Lot of opportunities there. You please contribute for this. This is the open invitation I am giving to you, and maybe those who are, if somebody is connected online, to them also. And you should spread to other community also. It should become like a freedom movement or mass movement. That is how anything will gain momentum. Anyway, this I told you already, our ambitious missions, mission to Sukrayana is mission to Venus. This lunar sample return mission, this is going to moon, landing on moon, collecting sample from there and bringing it safely without getting contaminated. You should not, en route it should not get contaminated. Otherwise, what you will be inferring is different from what reality is. And this is a very complex task, and this also is a forerunner to accomplish our landing on moon. And one more constraint is, we don't have launch vehicle which can launch all the modules. All module put together, it is coming to around 9 tons. Whereas the biggest and the mightiest rocket we have can lift only 4.5 tons to that lunar orbit. Then how to accomplish this task? That is why again ISRO's ingenuity or Indians' ingenuity, we are going to launch the modules as 2 modules. The total number of modules required, it will be launched to space as 2 modules in 2 launches and dock in space, then move together to lunar orbit and there separate, land on moon, collect the sample, again attach to the module and come back. So this is what is a very ambitious mission, and all these are possible because you are convinced about the ISRO's capability, Indian people capability, government is supporting, you all are supporting, that is how these things are happening. And I am sure you all are happy about what is happening in the country. Then Bharatiya Antariksh Station I told, Gaganyana program I told, and these are some of our ambitious missions to develop launch vehicles which can lift 20-25 tons and all. It is called next generation launch vehicles. Effort is going on, but anyway you all know it cannot be done overnight. Lot of sacrifices are required from people, hard work, committed work with conviction, and it has to be a concerted and orchestrated effort. Only then success and progress will happen, all these things. So these are next generation launch vehicles. Then we have to progress in other fields also. See, as you know, everybody is launching satellites. So everybody launches, that also will become crowded like Bangalore traffic. So now, how to manage still space missions when in orbit itself situation is happening like Bangalore traffic. So like it is coming, no, autonomous vehicles, self-driven vehicles, like that, there also an object, a spacecraft should have capability to move in space autonomously without being guided, and it has to see whether any threat is there, any object is there which is approaching, and all these technologies we have to develop. And you assume everything is all right in the spacecraft and only fuel is exhausted. Just for that reason you have to abandon that and it will become space debris. So how to avoid that situation? Then you need a capability to have a mission which will go, it will refuel, and if some part has gone, you should be able to go and repair there. That is called on-orbit servicer missions. So I want to inform you that we are working in those areas also. And one more ambitious plan is in situ resource utilization. That is, suppose you have landed on moon and from moon you want to take off to Mars, to explore Mars. So you have to prepare a rocket there utilizing the resources there. So work is going on in that area also. Because we cannot be behind in all these areas. If you are behind, no, simply you will be left back and people will overtake you, and then we will lose significance and relevance, and we will vanish in the age of time. That is why it is very important to pursue our activity in all these cutting edge fields and achieve the best. On orbit servicing, thrust and R&D, that is what, no? See, that is why now what government wants us to do is, the routine requirements of the country have to be met by the industry, because industry is better prepared and they have better capability to do that. They can do it, but only thing they don't know, they don't have that expertise, and we are ready to impart that technology, expertise, experience, everything, and that is what government wants us to do, and we are ready for that. And the government wants us to do this cutting edge R&D, find out new methods, new techniques, new material which can bring down the cost, so that we can remain relevant and pursue our activity and make use of the huge opportunity that is there in front of us. That is what here I was telling, that is in situ resource utilization. Don't take everything from earth, please take it from, utilize the material that is available there and prepare your mission there remotely. So this is what just I wanted to show you. I said I was project director for 3 spacecraft, RISAT-2B, which was accomplished in 2 years, 3 missions, which otherwise would have costed 12,000 crores. We accomplished in 1,000 crores. And these are some of the glimpses, and this is how the satellite was looking. And that time our Srinivasan sir was there. Srinivasan sir was there in service, and all that battery, different type of capability for the battery and all he did. Like that, no, every expert in the field gave their best, and that is how this mission could be configured and accomplished. This is how a satellite which was put on, there is something called compact antenna test facility. There, no, when satellite is up in orbit, how it is going to perform, that you will be able to test and convince yourself, yes, when it goes up, it is going to do what I want it to do. So this is one such test, and this is what you are seeing, satellite mounted on the test fixture. This you call it as DUT, device under test, DUT positioner we call it as. So this was under test. This is our RISAT 2B R1 satellite, second in the series. So these are some of the glimpses of satellite realization, including the transportation to launch pad. We can play this, huh? Just one minute. I will not bore you. This is when first mission was accomplished. To the project director, they gave us an opportunity to address the nation. This is where I addressed the nation from Mission Control Center in Sriharikota. This is again ISRO culture. That is, nothing matters, irrespective of your caste, creed, religion, region. Only your capability and contribution, and you are recognized, and you will get the opportunity what you deserve. Present Chairman Narayanan sir. That time he was the director of LPS. And here you see Sivan sir. Has lot of complex technologies, high power transmission, that is 2 kilowatts of pulse power. All this was not there, but team across ISRO developed all these things within that short time. The Butler matrix, high power circulator switch, and a host of complex technologies. And similarly, the bus system was there to support this HDC requirement. I have exceeded my time. So I will finish in 5 minutes. Gratitude to my dear RSR2B team. Each one of them have given their best and contributed to realize. Somnath sir, you can see there. That time he was VSSC director. Any other best industry also would have taken not less than 4 years to realize this mission. I thank the management of ISRO for giving me this. Anyway, you can stop it. So this is what I am telling you. We should have attitude of gratitude, because we have got opportunity because of the strong foundation these people laid, who are founding fathers and former leaders. So if that gratitude is not there, we will not get strength to do our work. Because I said, not all will go well. When things go bad, you need energy and strength and inspiration. That is what you get when you have that attitude and helping nature. Anyway, this will not be, no, this is another satellite. This I want to show you, because about this you play. This is one antenna, 3.6 meter diameter antenna, which will be folded. This also we didn't have technology, but our team developed it using indigenous. There is one company in Mysore called Plan C India. They drew this molybdenum wire in the Mysore factory. And that gold plating and all was done in America. They only took the responsibility. That is how industry, everybody helped, and we could accomplish this. This antenna alone, if you want to procure, it will cost 500 crores. One antenna will cost 500 crores. But our team developed 3 antennas only at 50 crore cost. So you can see how it unfurls in space. This was released publicly. You are seeing that mesh which is unfurling. Onboard cameras were there to capture this unfurling of the antenna. You are seeing the clouds moving and all in the background. I think we can stop it. So this is how after Chandrayana, when Modi sir came, so I am also happy that I was part of the team. I am here, and anyway, all legendary people are here. And this is my first satellite, RISAT-2B, on the launch pad, and I am standing. This is in Sriharikota. Thank you very much for patient listening.
So, undoubtedly, thank you very much, sir. It's amazing and wonderful. Very much impressive talk, and I hope all of us ignited by this, the contribution made by ISRO, to feel, we should feel proud about our ISRO, because of this, entire world eye on India, because of this ISRO's contributions and this milestone in space science. So once again, on behalf of KSTA and all of you, thank you very much, sir. Please give him a big round of applause. Thank you very much, sir, your wonderful talk, and also accepting our invitation to deliver this distinguished talk. Now I request Dr. Srinath sir to please come onto the stage. So we will have questions after the Srinath sir talk. Please, yes, please sit down, sir. So it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce Dr. Srinath sir. Srinath sir is a very good friend of KSTA. So because of him, as all ISRO stalwarts, we are inviting for the talk for our programs. Srinath Ratnakumar sir holds a master degree in physics from Bangalore University with 6 gold medals and UGC NET certificate. Sir worked as lecturer in one of the engineering colleges in Bangalore before joining ISRO as JRF. Later joined as scientist in ISRO, worked for Chandrayaan-1 project for the establishment of a new facility at Balyadu near Bangalore. The campus in Indian Deep Space Network, led agency of ISRO for all planetary mission tracking, command and also control. Sir has played a major role in data ingest, process, archive and dissemination of Chandrayaan-1, Chandrayaan-2 and also Chandrayaan-3 Mars orbiter mission, Megatropics and also Youthcast, and also currently sir is working on the data archive preparation for the ongoing AstroSat ground systems for payload configuration, data reception and processing in Indian's Space Science Data Center. And sir also worked as facilitator for human rating certification for the ground systems for future Gaganyaan mission. He is identified the focal person for the SpaceX mission docking experiment of ISRO. Sir played an important role in Chandrayaan-3 lander in data access and also display of lander. Sir was the member of Royal Path Planning and also contributed for successful 100+ meter roving of the rover on moon surface. Sir is involved in the release of CH3PDS4 data for public. At present, sir has the responsibility of data processing, proposal handling and also allocation of ongoing Aditya L1 mission and also time allocation member for ExpoSat. Sir also worked executive member of Science Committee for establishment of Dr. H.N. Sub-Regional Science Center at Gauribidanuru. Sir has edited 4 books in Kannada as part of ISTRAC Kannada Rajyotsava and also writes articles for science communication. Sir recent book Bayakasha Yana is very well received by the science readers and also available in Amazon. So sir is the active member of KST and founder member of Karnataka Physics Association. With this brief introduction, so on behalf of all of you and KST and my own behalf, hearty welcome you sir for delivering this talk on this occasion.
I think, hope you are all awake. I have 2 difficulty here standing before you. One is, it's lunch time, alwa. Other one is sleep time. I too am feeling sleep. There's nothing wrong, right? I have to accept. Second biggest difficulty is our stalwart Nadagodaji. We call him as a Gurugule. He has completed all topics. When 2 ISRO scientists are on the stage and wants to present on space, definitely difficulty is there. Because most of the no, actually, Adu Muttada Soppu illa antarella. He has touched all aspects of ISRO activities. I was really, actually I didn't talk to him also. He wanted some information I have shared. I too was preparing for something, what I should speak. In Delhi, visiting some scientist lab. Some scientist, I don't want to say less, but adru so, ಅವರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿಗೆಗಳು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಂತೆ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್. ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಳೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದರೆ ಕಲ್ಲುಗಳು ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಲು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ನಾಡಗೌಡಜಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಭಯ ಶುರುವಾಯ್ತಂತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಯಾರ್, ಟುಮಾರೋ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಈಸ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಡ್. ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫರ್ ಯು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಸ್ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ರೋಡ್. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ನಾವು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಕೇರ್ಡ್ ಅಂತೆ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇವ್ರು ಹೋಗಿ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಟಾರ್ ರೋಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲೇಡ್. This is the country where we started the space program. Generally we say that cycle nodirtira, right? Satellite part or nose cone was carried on a cycle, satellite was on a bullock cart. These stories are not told to many people. The same story happened when S.K. Shivakumar was working for Deep Space Network Bailalu, which is very far from Kengeri, Dodaladmana Big Ban entry. There were no roads. And we used to ask him, sir, man road, don't worry, one day or other day you will get the good road. Yavaga Bailalu campus has to be inaugurated. We got a beautiful road by the government. Just I wanted to mention how the stories are similar with respect to the stalwarts. Sir, I am very happy you have given a fantastic talk. Hope all students have enjoyed it. I will not bore you much. Quickly I will finish because nangu ashvaktide, nimgu ashvaktide. This is an agreement, we will do it so that we will enjoy the further talk. What I wanted to plan was, what do we understand from asteroid study? I think all of you are biotechnology student. Just now, is it right? This side, 10th class, 11th class, 12th class, So I am lucky, so I can try to convince you. There was a message from Smita saying that you should definitely address to the students' need. So I may try to do it. What do we understand from asteroid study? Anybody know what is an asteroid? Recently there was a news article saying that 2024 YPR4 going to come very close to asteroid. You are not aware, right? So okay, that's good thing. We all of us aware what is solar system? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, So generally, what pictorial representation or classroom study, it looks like a simple system. Practically, it is a very complex system. Only planets is Allah. Right now, we had a big, what you called, social media reels, all those things, last 4-5 months, another 2-3 months, planetary alignment, planetary parade. Solar system is not only a planet, there are so many other things. So as of now, scientifically, what we accepted number of planets is 8. Do you agree with that? Yen sir, namdu Navagraha puja martivi, devasthanadalli 9 graha alva sir. Nobody contests, sir? Please, you should contest it. Earlier it was 9 planets. Scientists now no change martivi. Whatever we say is not truth. Scientists, we said Pluto is not a planet, it is a dwarf planet, Mars, satellites illa, adu adar taradave, idikkina doddudide inna bere, you have not given a satellite, please remove. Again, there is a group of people, they are still fighting to bring back because Navagraha naan nambidi Navagraha irbekalva. So that's a debate goes on to include, exclude. So that is the complexity involved in solar system. Nevertheless, let's focus only what we know. How many planets? We have 8. Out of which we call them certain planets as inner planets. I have given a link where you can explore more details. One, the Mercury. Can you see Mercury now in this season? As anybody has a habit of watching, my friend HST Swami is here. He does an extensive orientation or a program for students, general public, everybody during every day, 7 to 9 you call him, he will be busy in explaining how to watch certain planets, certain stars or constellations in Chitradurga area. Please try to inculcate some habit after food, before food, half an hour start observing. In this season it is possible to see Mercury, otherwise it is very difficult to see Mercury in all the seasons. You can see the Jupiter, you can see the Venus, Saturn is not visible, little bit is visible. Uranus, Neptune also is in our sky, but it is not visible to the naked eye. You need a little bit telescope. Right now, just now we have finished the eclipse. Anybody is aware? Lunar eclipse agide, but we didn't observe. Snana madila manelalva, because it is not visible in our area, right? Same way, outer planets are there. These are Jupiter. Jupiter is brightly visible when you are standing evening 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock just above your head. Little bit away from that, you will see the Mars also. Saturn, there are beautiful facts are given. Why I am referring to the NASA, somebody can question me. Now I want to confess to my Guruji here. He said indigenous. How do we learn indigenous? By seeing the others. What they are doing, why we are not doing this. I am trying to bring those facts like that. We also have to work in this direction. ISRO is also working. What NASA is doing, what we can do better than that. That's the reason he told Chandrayana story, detection of water was a beautiful example that it is an indigenous technology, help to demonstrate what NASA has done it. So, outer planets. My focus will again comes down. I am not interested in all 8 planets. Let me look at the Mars. If you want, please note down this link. Do you know anything about the Mars? Mars is a red planet. Agreed? Mars is visible to naked eye. Okay, how far is the Mars? This is around 142 to 228 million. Sir has shown you, no? Sir has shown you that we did for the first time capturing the Martian orbit, whereas 50% of the NASA's time they failed to capture the Mars. Now imagine there was one more story told about S.K. Shivkumar where he is considered as a father of India's deep space network or deep space communication. So remember when the evolution of ISRO is being addressed by Sir, when first TV satellite was launched, it was an American satellite at 36,000 kilometers. We had an antenna in Ahmedabad which communicated to it. Whereas first Aryabhatta was launched around 600 kilometers, less than that. So when I am speaking to you here using whatever technology, my range is around about 10 meter, 20 meter. Aryabhatta talked up to 600 kilometer. Some other geostationary up to 36,000 kilometer. When we did the Chandrayaan-1, what is our extent of reach out? We say that when I shout, somebody should listen. My Chandrayaan is there at 4 lakh kilometers. So India's capability extended up to 4 lakh kilometers. When we did the Mars mission, which Sir was explaining, we went up to few million kilometers, around 200 million kilometers. So that indicates, he said it is indigenously developed amplifiers, indigenously developed receivers. So you have to demonstrate to the world what is your extent. In that direction, I am just giving you the number, what is your capability in India, to what extent you can. I will come back to Aditya when we are talking about that. So look at the numbers, it is 1.5 astronomical unit. All of you know what is astronomical unit? Distance between the sun and earth. So then if one day is 24 hours here, on Mars it is 24.6 hours, and the what you call year is here 1 year, there it is twice the year. So these are the facts we don't generally learn in classrooms. Suppose if tomorrow you are selected to become a project director, as Sir was telling, Mars mission project director, Mars 2 anta, let's assume. So these are all the things you have to learn. This is how we learn. Now you look at it, what are all available around the Mars? There are 2 natural satellites. What about on Earth? Only 1 natural satellite, which is Moon. This is called Phobos mate Deimos. Now this comes now. What is your capability, which we have demonstrated? The Phobos and Deimos have been imaged by Indians. These are the images which I am showing you, the real images captured by the Mars color camera. So there we demonstrated to the world, I have a capability, not only observing the Mars, my intention was to go to the Mars, but I observed the secondary bodies there. This is important because I am referring to the asteroid thing. So what is your capability? You can come to KSTA. Can you do some other works when you come here? Not only coming to KSTA, I can pick up to one library, pick up a book, something like that. You have to have a secondary objective. This is what we achieved, secondary objective. This is what NASA has done it. There may be difference little bit, right? See the images, quality. Nevertheless, we have also the capability to observe. Comparative thing I am trying to give you. This is the Mars orbiter mission which Sir was mentioning about it for the first time. These are the different images. Can you look at the up and down area where you have a white color, right? So this simple photo is enough to prove that there is a water ice on the Mars. Is it not? Or a cloud. Now, that was our capability which we demonstrated. Then look at what the entire global space country. Example I have taken NASA. How many missions have been flown so far? Mars 2020, right now it is still active. Mars sample return mission, which Sir was explaining you, Chandrayaan-4, no? It may be analogous to this one. If you refer to this one, see, you read some internationally available mission, try to conceptualize, that is the direction I am trying to tell you. ExoMars program, InSight, MAVEN is still active, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and these are, every mission if I have to talk, it will take more time. I am just giving you number of missions which are launched to the Mars. Mars Science Laboratory, which is Curiosity, every day it releases images on the Mars surface. Mars Phoenix, Mars Exploration Rover, Mars Express by ESA. I am covering all other spaces, including our Mars Orbiter mission. Mars Odyssey, Mars Polar Lander. Look at the number of missions. Mars Climate Orbiter, Mars Global Surveyor, Pathfinder is there, Mars Observer is there, Viking 1 and 2, Mars Mariner missions. So now, are we in the Mars study domain? Yes or no? If I ask you, you will immediately say, because I have shown you the first Mars thing. So India has a capability to become the member of study group globally when you are launching any Mars mission. Okay. Now another object which I am interested for my topic is Jupiter. What do we know about Jupiter? It is a very big one, sir. Guru Graha tumba doddu. Guru Grahada karune idrane namage chennagi ella aguttಲ್ವಾ? No, Shukra desa idrane ನೀವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಗೋದು, ಗುರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. Okay, fine. Whatever may be there, it can accommodate more than 100,000 Earths inside that. Radius is around 44,4407 miles, or it is there in kilometer. Here also look at the number. There is one interesting number is 12 Earth years. What is that 12 Earth years? Can anybody relate or link? It is, we say 365 days to rotate around the sun. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ತಗೊಳ್ತಿದೆ? ಮಹಾ ಕುಂಭಮೇಳ ನಡೀತಿರೋದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೀ. No, don't laugh. It is not matter of what you call non-science. It is a matter of science. Whatever you do, religious practice, it does not matter. But Jupiter is a calendar. What is your calendar now? Today you have a clock. Today you have atomic clock. Today you have a written Panchangas, all those things. When nothing was there, people started taking whatever, maybe you don't believe or believe it or not. Kumbh Mela was there thousands of years back. How did they do it? Because they knew that 12 years. The moment I say this one, you may think that I am giving a blind belief. It is not that. You please specifically go to it. What is the science in that? Is it really relevant even today or not? That's what 12 years is the Indians were knowing this one, but okay. But we were not knowing up to a decimal places. That is only difference. Science or mathematics has to develop. You have to develop. Right now I have a second. In my office, if you come, I can tell you picosecond also. 10 power minus 12. But earlier concept of kala was there, no? Maralu itkond maralu guard ittu, shadow was there. So it's a question of development of science and mathematics, nothing to do with blind beliefs. Jupiter is also interesting one. There are 4 important moons which Jupiter is having, but there are many are there actually. Ganymede, Callisto, Io, Europa. They are called as what? Galilean satellites. Using Galileo's telescope, they have first detected. Then what are the missions which so far flown to? I don't have an Indian mission. Do we have an Indian mission to Jupiter? Maybe project director, we should ask him. Or ISRO, we should plan in future. That is the purpose of the understanding is here. Do we have? For Mars we have. So far we are not the member of the club to study the Jupiter. I will just skip these things slowly. Pioneer 10, Pioneer 11, Voyager 1. Just remember the names enough. You can study later. Voyager 2, Galileo is another spacecraft. Those are the images taken by real images. They are not animation or anything taken by the spacecraft. Cassini, Juno. Juno is a very interesting mission. Which has detected the ice on the under the surface of the Jupiter surface. Europa Clipper, which was recently launched. Now it comes to my question. So now what I can tell you that you know Mars, you know Jupiter, you know their natural satellites. Is it enough to study? Because solar system is my interest, which I said in the beginning is very complex. What do we have in between? ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಮಂಗಳ ಮತ್ತು ಗುರುಗ್ರಹಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಅನೇಕ ಆಕಾಶಕಾಯಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, ಸಣ್ಣದು ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ದರ್ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ನಾವು ಮೈ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್, ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. For actually 9th and 10th standard students, every year NASA conducts online asteroid search program where you can figure out one asteroid. If you give the characteristic features of those asteroids, it will be named after your name. If I am a student, Srinath means adar hesru 2024, some SR1 or something they will put, it will be named after. In my knowledge, there are 2 students who invented asteroids using the asteroid catalogs released by the NASA. Their name is there. I know one who is my relative in Hyderabad, right now studying in Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Trivandrum. She is a girl, she is a dancer. Our ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ there is one asteroid name. Recently one more came in newspaper, if you have observed it. What are asteroids? Sometimes they are called minor planets or rocky. Sometimes they are leftover bodies. There are many definitions are there. The largest one is Vesta. So far 7,40,000 numbered asteroids are there. Unnumbered. What do you mean by numbered? This is a process I told you, no? If I go to asteroid database and look at it, then I will say some number and my name or characteristics. There are still 6,79,000 still people can do. It's called as a citizen science antara. What do you mean by citizen science? I will give my data. We are already hosting for Mars data now kottirtivi. Go to the Mars surface, you find out one crater, let's say it is named, not named yet, you can propose a name. You can give your own name, that's called, so 6,17,000 is still unnumbered there. Total 1,41,000 something like that it is there. So what is the history of this one? For the first time in 1801, geoscopy Piazzi discovered the first asteroid. Actually, this is an artistic image because those days you don't have a camera or anything, but people used to see those days. If you happen to see early morning 5:30 sky, no, you can see meteorites hitting, booms they say, okay. Whereas if you see in the evening 7:30 to 8 o'clock, you can see many satellites with naked eye. You confuse agudtira. It's a dot, one bright spotting move aagta irutte. Starlinks you can easily spot it. Some rocket bodies you need an application, maybe you can download in your Play Store. Stellarium antirutte. If you just hold your mobile to that particular moving object, it will tell you what is the object anta. Those days, this is the real picture alladu, artistic, but it's a real scenario. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ because earth is fully polluted. You have to go to a selected place. But in this place, KSTA, night sky will be good. Many times I have done a sky gazing here also. So largest asteroid is 939 kilometer, and you have a smallest is Hygiea, Euros 433 kilometer. See, look at this graph. This is a scientific study done between the Mars and Jupiter. You have a different type of belt. It is described: Hungaria, inner, mid, outer, main belt. Siberia, this is important. This full set, the number I have told, this is very, very important. Why? You know, when you have a massive object, it has a capacity to, say, I told you only 4 Galilean satellites, but there are more than 80 or 84 natural satellites are there. We don't know whether Jupiter is acquiring more and more, moons. Reason could be, this is important thing where whenever you have a highly gravitating body, we declare that Lagrangian points and the same principle was used in Aditya to position our spacecraft. Lagrangian point alli gravitation equal agirutte athwa equilibrium agirutte, balance agirutte. So there are Trojan points around Jupiter. There is a beautiful animation or a video in YouTube, you see it around Jupiter where all objects can get together andre all clumsy one kade irutte anta helbittu. So this is how they study about the asteroid. So different asteroid pictures you can look at it. Being a biotechnology student, there is one mission in NASA which has collected some what you call sample from the asteroid. They are now testing in the lab. You can also take part in that one. What kind of biomolecules are available there? Can I do any research? Can I collect the data, plot it and do it? So many asteroids are there. Psyche is a name, Bennu, Apophis. These are all Greek names given. Or some researchers also propose their name. Important is Apophis is very, very important. Recently it has created lot of scare or baya. Ad band bhumig beeluttante, bhumig band bidre very long back, some thousands of years back, ಈ ಥರದ ಆಗಿನೇ ಡೈನೋಸರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ ಅಂತ ಈ ಥರ ಕಥೆಗಳಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಕಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಪೋಫಿಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೊ. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್, both in terms of size, in terms of number, in terms of distribution, what I should do, why I should study about it andre, you have to protect your planet. When I say a planet, it is not only the life and other assets in the inside the earth, but it is also my satellites. Sir is telling he will go to moon, bring back the samples. No, when I am going to the moon, if some asteroid comes and hits, what will happen? So my asset is destroyed. So we call it as planetary defense antivi. Elvargu up to wherever I have an extent. Right now, there is only one spacecraft which has left our solar system, which is Voyager 1. Mars mission hatra ide, Chandrayaan hatra namdu missions ide. So, what is it called as? Which are more dangerous? When it becomes a potentially hazard asteroid andre, it should be less than 0.05 astronomical unit irbeku. Amele hazard na calculate ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು methodology I will show you there. Those objects, they will daily track it. Why I am explaining this subject is, this is a new subject to even ISRO also. ISRO started very recently to work on this. That's the point ultimately here. We should keep our track, not only our active satellites, debris satellites, also other natural celestial objects, something like debris, meteorites, all those things. So what is the potential hazard? Look at one number you see. Take the size of the asteroid, 5 meter. The type of the event can, what is the kind of catastrophe it can cause? 0.01 TNT, ಅಂದರೆ 0.01 kg of megaton TNT ನ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್, ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ 10 kilometer asteroid. Huge. So one asteroid by mistake, if it enters the Earth, we are going to get completely devastated. What are all such events happened for the past? It is not an exhaustive or comprehensive data, but if you look at it, 65 million years ago one ಆಗಿತ್ತಂತೆ, which has caused extreme climatic changes ante. 70% of the species on the Earth destroyed. This is only the research findings only. Practically no record is found, but still, if a asteroid hits, it is going to cause an extinct. These are the different states. Recent ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. These are the recent.
Glass like deposit means that temperature may be very high, volcanic eruption or something like that.
No, sir. The thing is, what they say is, glass means what? It's a semi-solid, right? So on Earth we are manufacturing the glass. It is not naturally available. No, that is a process again, because you need a high temperature or very low temperature. Both cases are there. There is a theory or a research saying that, for example, I am giving on comets. Comet andreno, it's a dusty ball. Dust is what? Icy dusty antare. Water is available in a glass form in the comet because of the very low temperature antare, because it undergoes to a very high temperature when it is very close to it. What the point I am trying to say is, on these asteroid bodies which undergoes an extreme temperature, there could be possibility that whatever material, raw material used for sand making, glass making, sand, calcium carbonate, panchabhuta anta ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು resources same. It becomes a glass. It becomes a glass. That's the principle. Because he is a glass expert, I am trying to say that glassy like materials are available even in asteroid because it undergoes various temperature life cycle anteli. These are the different places where the asteroid impact has happened. 1992 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2007 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ see the devastation ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ you can understand it. This was one dash cam ಅಲ್ಲಿ they have recorded. It's a not an intentional photograph, it is a recorded. Now leftover, but remember, all of you should be aware that up to 100 kilometer we have a dense, varying density, but we can say dense atmosphere. So any object comes into it with certain speed, even minimum speed, it is possible to get burns out. But it is possible it can left over and come to it. That's the kind of thing, residuals you are seeing it. All over world, where all asteroids have impacted, athwa meteorites, this is the global map. Look at India, only 3 or 4 situations are there. Is it only that many happened on our Indian region? We are not interested, that's why that much data only is available. Now this is a recent trend. There is an institute in Ahmedabad, Physical Research Laboratory, where they are taking students and researchers to go around, find out. We have to improve. There are so many left out objects which are fallen on India also, but we have to find out. Look at US less interest ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. Now my point is to tell is, our academics is not driving in this domain also. That's the reason. Now what are all asteroid mission? I will quickly just name the missions. One is near Earth Object Surveyor, then WISE and NEOWISE. NEOWISE was recently launched. OSIRIS-REx, this has come back. It went to Bennu anno asteroid ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು. It collected the sample and it has come back. Then Psyche. Anybody is aware of this Psyche mission, especially girls? Not aware? It is a gold rich, ಅಥವಾ ತುಂಬ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ತಂದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು 8,000 ಇರೋದು ಬಹುಶಃ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 1,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಗರೇಟೆಡ್ ನಂಬರ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ರಿಚ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. Lucy is another asteroid. Lucy, the name comes from the ancient or oldest fossil ಅಥವಾ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್, ಘಟೋದ್ಗಜ ಥರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೈ ಡು ದೇ ಕೀಪ್ ದಿಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಓವರ್ ಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಸಿ ವೆನ್ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ತು ಮಾರ್ಸು ಜುಪಿಟರ್ ಏನೇನೋ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು, ಉಳಿದ ಮಣ್ಣೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? It is around like, so why they did not become any planetary body or natural satellites or some other things. So you study that one, then you will understand. DART was a recent 2 years back or 3 years back conducted an experiment, double asteroid reflector test. Andre ಒಂದು asteroid ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ send a spacecraft, attach to that, then fire the engine, try to deflect it. There was an interesting event in that one, you can send your name into that. They did a public outreach program, write your name on asteroid anteli. Then Dawn is another mission, Galileo, then Near Showmaker, Deep Space One. These are all different asteroid missions by the NASA and other countries. Stardust, I am not going in detail due to the shortage of time. Other Japanese has Hayabusa 1 and Hayabusa 2. Osiris-Rex, I have told you. For biotechnology students who are in BSc final year, please log into Osiris-Rex, where data is publicly available. You can download and do your own projects, small mini projects, you can do it. Hera was a recently last year launched one. Psyche, I have told. In India also, as well as all over the world, there are certain observatories. One is a space-based missions you have to send. Other is from the ground also can you observe. These are the observatories available. These data also available. Now what do you mean by planetary defense? How to protect it? Different ways of protecting is impart a kinetic energy so that direct it, send a nuclear fuel and blast on that, it gets deflected. Or gravity reflector, use Jupiter or any other bigger objects in the sky. Ion beam related thing. This is how you can protect from the impact of the asteroid. This is one small example how the kinetic impactor has been done. This is an experiment where they have done. What does ISRO does in this direction? Are we experts? Are we masters? We also have started. We have started observing Apophis, both in terms of the data available elsewhere using the different ground as well as space-based telescopes. Also, we have a center in our ISRO, we call it as Space Situational Awareness. This is the one report which former Chairman Somnath has released. We are building telescopes as well as radars across India. In our ISRO telemetry tracking network, we call it as a Netra project, network of telescopes for observing the asteroids. This some small report is there. I mean, you can study this, I will skip it. One thing which I want to tell, why we are also capable to tell is, whenever we are doing 20-25 satellites around the Earth which are in low Earth orbiting, 20 to 25 satellites in geostationary, we have a capability to rise, reduce, increase, decrease depending upon the collision probabilities. So when you have that capability, in this space you can engine off, engine on, all those things. You have a capability to go to an asteroid, like SpaceX has done successfully closing few millimeter level thing. If we can go close to an asteroid, use some experiment, kinetic impactor or nuclear experiment, whatever it is possible, or collect the samples based on the Chandrayaan 4 experience, you can bring back. This graph tells you we are very good at in space-based, what you call engine on or off things. So far, this I am coming to end. So far, history or record says that till now no big devastation or destruction has happened. It does not mean that tomorrow it may not happen. So what is your preparedness? NASA is prepared well, we are not prepared. NASA has gone to moon. In 2003 for Shivakumar sir, everybody was asking, sir, ನೀವು ಇಸ್ರೋದವರು ಮೂನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ. They demonstrated it. Today they are asking, sir, ಅವರು asteroid ಇಂದ ಮಣ್ಣು ತಗೋ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, can't you bring it soil from this moon ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. We will be doing soon. Sir, ಸುನೀತಾ ವಿಲಿಯಮ್ಸು ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. Why can't you do it in ISRO? No, civilian citizens should ask what ISRO should do also. That's how government sets a aim or an objective for us. So tomorrow there are people who are working in asteroid field, biotechnology people, life science people idare, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇರೋರು, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇರೋರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ವೈ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಡೇಟಾ ಆನ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಡೇಟಾ. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಡೇಟಾ. ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ್ 1 ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮೂನ್, ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ನಾಸಾ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್, ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಮೂನ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ 3 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಡೇಟಾ ವೇರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆತ್ಮನಿರ್ಭರತ ಆರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರಿಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ವೇರ್ we are also started working on it. In future, if you get into BSc, biotech, MSc biotech, later PhD, then you will be. Don't think that engineering ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಸ್ರೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. There are life science people. Last week, more than 25 doctors have been shortlisted. Go to ISRO website and see. Doctors are shortlisted and given. My Nadagowda sir friend is there, who is also a doctor. ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್, ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗ್ರೋ. ಸಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್, ವೆನ್ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಕೀಪ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಸರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್, ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್, ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ environment and ecosystem is excellent in India now. You don't have to go out. You can do jolly well here only, whatever scientific research you want. But there are some reasons to go out also. I welcome. Please go if you want to go outside country. Study well and come back. And I think I have not taken much of time, whatever time was allocated by Ramesh ji. Thank you, Ramesh ji, for inviting me and addressing here. Hope I have not disappointed you. If I have disappointed, we will discuss in QA session. Thank you so much. Thank you to Girija madam also. Sir, Bandi.
So thank you very much, sir. You have taken us to the untraveled road. So really it is interesting and
real scientist now.
so excellent. Sir is always used to come for our program for Skywatch. So normally during our training program, sir, we always trouble Srinath sir to please come and do some stargazing. So he is always happy to come and during night time the participants across Karnataka they stay here, madam, and they were very happy for Srinath sir sky watching. Always they are eagerly waiting for that. ಹೌದು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎನಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್? ಅಯ್ಯ ಎಸ್ ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ಸರ್. ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಲೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಸರ್ ನಮಗೂ ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಸ್ಟೆಲೇರಿಯಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಇದೆ, ನೀವು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಟೋರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಗೇಜಿಂಗ್ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಟಿವ್ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ ಅವರು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾದರೂ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಸರ್ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್. ನೌ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್, ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾನಮಿ, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಆ ಥರ ತಾಯಂದರು ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೇಫ್. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಬೇರೆ ನೋಡೋ ಬದಲು ಇದು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸನ್ನು, ಮೂನು, ಅರ್ಥು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಹುಡುಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಬ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷನೂ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಎವ್ರಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಯೂಸಸ್. ಹ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟಾಕು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಏಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಳೆಬೇರು ಹೊಸ ಚಿಗುರು ಕೂಡಿರಲು ಮರಸೊಗಸು ಅಂತ ಯುಗಾದಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಬ್ಬರು ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ. ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅವೇ ಲೆಸನ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಟುಡೇ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇವರಿಬ್ಬರು ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ ದೇ ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ವಾಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ಟಾಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಅಂತೂ ಮೈ ಗುಡ್ನೆಸ್. ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನನಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಏಜ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೌ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಗ್ನೈಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೂ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್.
Once again, please give them a big round of applause for this wonderful day.
ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಿ ರಿವೈವ್ಡ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಯಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ಸ್. ನಂಗೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗೋಯ್ತು, ನನಗಿದೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ನಾನು ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಮೈ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಇನ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್.
One more good thing, sir.
Recently, we connected one President's Award winning teacher who is next to my village. ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಇವ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದ.
Oh my God.
So she is awarded by President.
So
for a best teacher award, Sapna Anped.
Okay.
She is also excellent speaker.
Okay.
It is our duty to recognize our own people. ಅಮೆರಿಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗಿಂತ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ.
ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಸರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಅವರು ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಟೀಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಟಾಪ್ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ನ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಗುಡ್ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟಿ ಇರೋ ಗ್ರೌಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ರೂರಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಲಿಸನಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಟಾಕ್.
ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಎಂಥ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಟೀಚರ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡ್ತೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಂ, ಸ್ವತಃ ಬರೋದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕಲಬುರಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದರು, ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ ಸಂಗಟ ಎಸ್ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು PPT ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಂದು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ, ಪೆನ್ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥವ್ರು. ಆನ್ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 2-3 ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಂಥ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಭಾಳ ಗಿವ್ ಎ ಬಿಗ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್.
ಪಕ್ಕದೂರವರು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಆನ್ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಾಡಗೌಡರು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಜನ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಡ್. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಕದೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಲಿಂಗ್ಪುರ್ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ರಿ ಒಂದು 40 ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಳಿಸಿ 4,000 ಜನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನ್ ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಯೂಸ್.
So questions answers time now, please. Yeah. First students preference ಕೊಡಿ sir.
Thank you for this session, first of all, sir. Sir, as you mentioned about reusable launch vehicles, and we have seen about many types of space shuttles in USA, and I guess USA has also had its program. So I want to ask that why is India lagging in reusable launch vehicles now? So what's the main reason?
See, it is like this, no? It depends on when they started working on this and when you have started. And it will take some time. You will not be able to accomplish anything overnight. So we are also working on that. We'll get and see, as you know, in space technology, you need huge resources to start the activity. And here, mostly it is supported by government. Whereas, that reusable launch vehicle, the best in that is achieved by SpaceX, Elon Musk.
Yes.
So he only has invested his money, and once you have ಅದು ಒಂದು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನು 2 ಕೋಟಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸುಲಭ, 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿನ 2 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಬಿಗ್ ವೇ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ it is a huge technology, complex technology, and many people have to work in that, correct?
So for that can't be...
No, because your question was not understood to other. He has asked a question, reusable launch vehicle. What do you mean by that? Do you have a rocket? When it goes up, all the subsystems will fall down, either in ocean or in other areas where no man's land. The ultimate aim is to discharge the satellite or inject the satellite. His question is, now America has, it is not actually America, NASA doesn't have, it is only SpaceX is having. No other space agency has it. So the first stage, which is very massive, it comes back like in a helicopter, lands either on a shipboard terminal, the launch pad, helicopter ge hedge haktivalva.
It does its job, and after doing the job, it will get detached and it will come back. So again, you can fill the fuel and use it for.
We have used multiple times. Yesterday, 4 astronauts were launched. The same vehicle will come, bring back Sunita Williams. Adal first stage come back agutte kutkulutte. His question is, India is lagging in this field. Why? Sir has answered. I agree with him also. But what I want to say, India is not lagging because we have successfully landed on the moon. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆ ಜಿ ಇತ್ತದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ್ 3? 1600 plus kg. It has landed on the moon. Can't it land on the earth also when you do the same experiment here? 1 second. except few preventive technologies, because you have to enter in the atmosphere. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಗೋ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ SRE, ವೇರ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಟರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಹೆವಿ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು one thing is you have a landing technology, another thing is you have a protecting technology. Only thing in ISRO is working on is whatever the engine nozzle is there, no? It should have multiple, ನೀವು ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ SpaceX, but sir has shown NGL with backs ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ we to have throttleable, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು, who is doing it? There is a force acting it. That means I have to put multiple engines here. If go this side, you do this way. You go, then only it should come like this, no? That is one thing where you have to have mastery and software, mastery and hardware. Whereas you have other technologies available, they are ready to integrate, work is in progress. Sir has shown you an RLV landing, which is done, most of you may not be knowing, it is done in Karnataka. Karnataka, in Chitradurga it has happened. Many people, Swami used to complain always, sir, ISROದವ್ರು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ನಾವು scientific communication ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. It is there. When it is integrated, your doubt, like I told you, no, citizens should demand what ISRO should do. Now he is asking why we don't have lander vehicle. Sir has answered it. Very soon it will be there.
And ISRO is known for coordinating with all the required agencies, other government agencies, because they are also in Chitradurga. We don't have our landing area, runway and all. That is DRDO's. So excellent coordination is there with other departments also. It will happen, it will take time here. If a child has to be born 9 months, you have to wait. Like that only it is.
You had one more question, I stopped it. If you wish to tell me. You forgot.
You can discuss it, sir, later.
So you take Srinath number, my number, and beyond this also we can ask questions, be connected with us. If we know, we'll answer. If we don't know, we'll talk to somebody who knows and answer you.
In the rocket or satellite, anything, how do you predict the temperature or radiations which will not affect the rocket or satellite?
See, initially and all it was difficult, and now people know how is the atmosphere, and when it goes with certain speed, what kind of forces will come, and air pressure which is passing through the surface, how temperatures will prevail, what is the heat load, everything is known. And there are technologies, tools, applications to model them and assess what kind of temperature will prevail. And if it is going beyond the limit of tolerance, the designs will ensure and spread the heat and see to it that the required temperatures manifest there. So all these things, no, initially it was difficult. Now people have fairly good understanding of how things happen and what are the different factors involved in doing that. And yeah. Hold it close to your.
Like in Chandrayaan 3 when it landed, I heard people saying that Chandrayaan 2 helped Chandrayaan 3 landing. Is it true?
Yeah,
And
helped
how?
in the sense, see, Chandrayaan 2 also was supposed to land, right? But it didn't land. So, people, the moment that bad incident happened, next moment they got into action, analysis, where we would have got wrong. But problem is, you will not get all the data what is required. The telemetry which gives the last impression of what happened, that also was not available, because if it goes in different orientation, the telemetry also will not come. So people have to visualize, imagine what would have gone wrong, and based on that, what additional tests had to be done. So many hot tests, cold tests, so many tests were done. So that is how, learning from the failure, they incorporated all those additional things, and they designed such that even if something goes wrong, it is within the tolerance and mission will be successful. That is how it was accomplished.
Can I add? Can I
Orbiter was a success only. In Chandrayaan 3 also, Chandrayaan 2 orbiter only is being used.
Now, question is whether Chandrayaan 2 orbiter has helped Chandrayaan. Sir has answered. Few more things which I want to add. Where do you want to land? How do you decide? You need a very good landscape information with you. How do you get landscape information? I have a Chandrayaan 1 previous one. But that is having 10 meter, 5 meter kind of a resolution. That is not qualified for a landing. If you want to land, you need a high resolution information with you. So Chandrayaan 2 orbiter was designed during the landing of Chandrayaan 2, in real time take the high resolution pictures where you want to land, and then on the board, on the spot you decide it. Unfortunately it failed, that is different story which sir has explained. There are so many failure reasons. Now same camera, we had a time, right? 2019 to till up to this one. So we have surveyed the entire region where we wanted to land. 27 to 32 centimeter images of our choice were available. Till recently, Intuitive mission which has landed partially, Blue Ghost which is successfully landed, yesterday's Eclipse it has captured. All lander missions now they demand ISRO or India, give us, we want to go North Pole, we want to go South Pole, give us high resolution pictures of your camera. Nobody has high resolution camera on moon environment which ISRO is having, even NASA doesn't have. LRO is there which we call as wide angle camera and narrow angle camera. When it comes down to 50 kilometer or less, then only it can take a picture of high resolution. Whereas our satellite which is at 100 kilometer is supplying you 27
It gives 25 centimeter resolution imagery, and it has mapped the entire lunar terrain. So that information is very, very useful when you plan a mission, where to land and where is the surface conducive and favorable for landing. So that is how Chandrayaan 2 has helped Chandrayaan 3.
So because we are running out of time.
ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇತ್ತು, 8th, 9th, 10th. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಈಗಿನ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿ ಏನು, ನಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿ ಹೇಗುಟ್ಟು, ಸೂರ್ಯ ಹೇಗುಟ್ಟು, ವಿಶ್ವ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥ ಇಸ್ರೋ ಇದೆ, KSTA ಇದೆ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಕುಂತಿದ್ದೀರಿ, DSCRTಗೆ, NCRTಗೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಗಮನ ಸೆಳೀಬಾರ್ದು? ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಲಹೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್, ನೀವೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಸ್ ಈ ರೈಟ್ಲಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ವೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ confess the mistake whatever it is there, but if you go to CBSE, other, most of you are all CBSE, Saundarya school book alli ide, I have read it, NPS school book alli ide ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಅಬ್ಬಿಗರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಬುಕ್ದಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ injustice we are doing to our own children. We have to wake up, we have to see that they also get, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸರ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್, CBSE ಇದು ಏನೋ ICSE ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಡ. I understand. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ we have to do certain programs which are called non-academic, non-syllabus oriented programs. ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಬಂತು, HST ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾಡಗೌಡ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. CBSE, NCRT ಏನಂತ ಧಾರವಾಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಗೌರಿಬಿದೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ 200 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಕೈ ವಾಚ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ರಾಮನ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟಿಂದ ಟೆಲಿಸ್ಕೋಪ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ. This is the one way of treating a cancer ಅಂತ. How do you treat a cancer? ಕಿದ್ವಾಯ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೂ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಿರಣ್ ಮುಜುಮ್ದಾರ್ ಶಾ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲಲ್ಲೂ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So those who are interested to address the problem, it is our responsibility. Since we being in ISRO, we should go back to our society, go there. I may go to NPS for my kids' education, but I have to go for my own other kids who are deprived of good facilities. Madam, through SKS Memorial Trust, she is helping us a lot. to reach out to the rural area. It is not that rural ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ his point is very valid, today's concern. But how do we address government? ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೇಳದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. But I have my own responsibility.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟೇ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So everybody has to join the hands. And
Srinivasan is also doing. He goes to TV channels.
Unfortunately, ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ನಾವು ಇಸ್ರೋ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ರಿಟೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟರಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ SKS ಮೆಂಬರ್ಲೇ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈ ಕೋಬರ್ದಲ್ಲ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ SK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಗೋ ಟು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ವಿ ಡೂ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಔಟ್ರೀಚ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್, ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಅಂಡ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಇಸ್ರೋ. We go to their places and help out.
In fact, Nadagowdaji was a chairman of Vikram Sarabhai outreach program, where his interest was only on North Karnataka. Gadaga, Hubli, Bijapur, ಆ ಕಡೆನೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರು. I took over to Chintamani, Kolara when I was member of that one. Even he was our chairman in Human Space Flight program. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೂ he helped us to see that it reaches. ಒಂದು it is India is multicultural, multi-diverse, multi ಬಡತನ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು.
ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಓವರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್.
KSTA is doing lot of rural reach out. Whatever they can do. It's the question is, I have to question myself, I am whether strong or weak. Wherever I am weak, I have to do improve, reach out to them. So ISRO ಕೆಲಸ ಬರೀ ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತನೂ ಸೋಮನಾಥ್ in one of the talks he said, ISRO job is to rocket satellites and do all those things. In spite of that, many ISRO scientists, they do outreach program also with their cost, with their time, all those things. It is difficult. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವಿಬ್ಬರು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ. That even you come to Saturday also to office. He is boss, he demands me. You should. Government syllabus ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್. Government syllabus ಅಲ್ಲಿ I am very damn sure it is not there. Whereas all other private syllabus, if I call whatever may be ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶಾಲೆಗಳ ಮಕ್ಕಳದು ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಶಾಲೆಗಳ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್. His point is really true. DSRT doesn't reach out to the government schools. Only teachers ಕೆಲವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ. But one is that we have to demand who will listen, who will do his syllabus, all those things, they have to do it. But okay, that's a bigger problem to address. Raised.
Anyway, he has.
No, I have seen in NPS book, Chandrayana related images are printed when they are talking about Earth Moon system. Whereas the same content is not available in a government syllabus. Government children, if you ask what is moon, whether moon data you have in India, they may say that we don't know. ಆದರೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬು ಈ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಟಿ ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಿ, ನಮ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದೆ. Now they are also getting aware, and internet is actually solving many such things. Even ruralest of rural ಗಿನುವೆ internet available ಇರೋದ್ರೆ they are also trying to. I mean, it's a big debatable thing. ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ, we have to merits ನೋಡಬೇಕು, evaluate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
People should start writing and putting it on the government websites and all. Such nice information.
One more last question.
Government usually they are having a habit of changing the curricula 10 years once actually. These updates have happened maybe more than less than 10 years actually. Recently
syllabus is 10 years old.
Recently whenever they are going to do that they will take.
So teacher responsibility is there. No, teacher has
but
to teach.
Universities, institutions and NPS program, that is new policies, they are encouraging. If not, maybe for the graduates can take as an open elective or as an open one extracurricular course or extracurricular credit work in any discipline, any domain of that is permitted. School level, we agree to that. Of course, the new committee can take it up.
No, one more thing, our department has actually introduced flagship program. So, Sala Engalake Taralaya. So, they have taken to the, our government, when our Onnegoda sir was there, actually initiated 22 science centers across Karnataka in all districts, sub-regional science centers. Mangalore Pilikula you might have seen, very big regional science center. So those government school students, normally we are concentrating only rural government school children. They are used to, it's an excursion for one day trip, they are used to go to the science centers.
Sir,
so please, that's the initiative, government also doing it, sir.
So we talk about the Chandrayaan missions and we found the water in the Chandrayaan moon. What is the use of the founding the water in the moon?
repeat the question. There are Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3 series of missions.
Yes, sir. What is the uses of finding the water in the moon?
I agree with you. Chandrayaan 1 found the water. Is the declaration we claim, yes, correct? No. First use itself, well before these missions, which are conducted by many prestigious NASA or any other thing, whether did they detect yes or no? No?
No, sir.
No. There are detailed reports telling moon is dry object. And they stopped all lunar program by 1998, Clementine. Afterwards, one more mission by 2023. There were no interest in the Western or American to study the moon. When we did it, they laughed at ಒಂದು ಹಸುನ ಚಡ್ಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ತಲೆಗೆ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಹಸುನ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡೋರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರೋ ಚಂದ್ರ ಏನು ಲೂನಾರ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ನ ನಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಡಿತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತಿತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, they apologized for that once the water was detected and announced, not by ISRO itself, by the NASA and their public outreach, one office of public outreach is there. Al Kutkundu Madhavan Nair also was party there. They announced that India's mission has invented or detected water anbardu H2O plus OH minus anta heltare. Adu first experiment actually done by our own instrument called Moon Impact Probe, which was done on November 14th, Jawaharlal Nehru birthday divsa. Whereas whatever the NASA instrument on board Chandrayaan 1 observed only on December 14th. If you want to say the date wise, the entire credit goes to Indian instrument which was suggested by Abdul Kalam, which has detected from 0 to up to 100 kilometer height the signatures of the water only. Later H2O plus OH ಆಮೇಲಿಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ರೆಡಾರ್ ಇದೆ, which has detected the large deposits of ice in the north and south of the moon, which are permanently shadowed region. ಇದು ಬರೀ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ತುಂಬ ತಪ್ಪು. ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 1 ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈವನ್ ಟುಡೇ ಇಫ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆನ್ ಮೂನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 1 ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕೊಡದೆ ಅವ್ನು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ನಿಂಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಯೂಸಾ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ಲೆಸ್ ಸರ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀರು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ನಿನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಆಮೇಲೆ ದ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಪಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, ಅದು
ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನೇಮ್ ನ JPL ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಎಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್. No, that is all next to usage, your technology, extraction of water, extraction of oxygen, use that as a fuel, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್.
ಮರ್ಯಾದೆಗೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ.
Sir, just to give a small analogy, Raman spectroscopy, Raman instrument was invented by whom? Dr. C.V. Raman, Calcutta-dalli. Go and find out, I'll give you a question. Do we manufacture Raman spectroscope in India? Yes or no? Find out madi. I will tell no. After this many years, India is not having capability to build Raman spectroscope. Whereas Raman spectroscope is built by Americans. It is launched on one of the Perseverance ಅನ್ನೋ rover. ಅದು ಮಾರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು for the first time it has detected the water and other constituents. You just imagine ರಾಮನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿನ ಅವ್ರು ಹಾನರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಬರೀ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಮಾಡಿ ರಾಮನ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗುಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಇಸ್ರೋ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್, I don't want to say obliquely, but it is, we are also working in that direction. So ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ?
Yes sir. Thank you sir.
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್.
So it's really so interesting now, even though they are 2:30 ಶಿವಾಗದ್ರು they are asking question ಅಂದ್ರೆ how much interest they have showed sir.
We want to go.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, as we know that Chandrayaan 3 landed on moon, so why exactly was South Pole taken for the landing of the Chandrayaan 3? And is ISRO really planning for a Chandrayaan 4 or not?
Chandrayaan 4 years. Chandrayaan 4 years old, no? You shown the full 2 launch vehicle integrating all those. Chandrayaan 4 is answered. Why you went for South Pole? If you have asked ISRO today, andre just 6 months back there was one report released. Why Chandrayaan 1 data only? It is contesting our own results, saying that North Pole is rich in water resource than South Pole. But well before that, when we planned, the available data of radar, because if you want to detect water, you cannot use optical, you have to use a radar signal. At that time, available resource was telling that South Pole is rich in water resource and more number of permanent shadow regions. That means for billions of years, no light has passed to that region. So that means possible deposits of ice. That was the study. Hence, and moreover, if you look at the Apollo landings, most of them are in equatorial. You want to do same experiment? He will say that, sir, NASA is, SpaceX is already having lander, why you are doing repeated same thing? So, like this, if you sit in a meeting, hey, don't choose the equatorial region, yeah, choose North Pole or South Pole. So many people propose North, many people propose South, then debated, then South Pole was better. Now, NASA is more interested in North Pole. Recent Blue Ghost has landed on northeastern region. Yesterday, they have done one small experiment. I don't know how many of you are familiar. One driller ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, drill ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ end ಅಲ್ಲಿ they will pass small amount of TNT, it has blasted. Because now question is on planetary bodies, on surface water ಅಲ್ಲ, subsurface water ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. Beautiful video is there, you check it. Big drilling machine ಇದೆ. Through drilling machine they have sent small blaster, blast ಮಾಡಿದೆ. So it's not that north or south. Okay, whatever you decide, there are scientific reasons behind it.
Thank you, sir.
System, right, sir? So what I feel is I have been working it on disaster for quite some time. I passed out from National Institute of Disaster Management. Sir, my question is, why can't you scale it down to the ward level, sir? Because there are a lot of communities available at the ward level. So some information has to come from DMS directly to the community, wherein this really help during this one disaster happening at the community level. I just want you
if you are finding that whatever system is in place, there is certain lacuna, you can write to the authorities, even ISRO also, and accordingly state government and central government have to take initiative, because you need those resources also, no, to implement certain system. So definitely I am sure if that is pointed out as a lacuna and how it is not helpful and not serving the intended objective, definitely they will do it.
Sir, I was selected for Bhuvan training in NRSC. I was part of the training program. I was working on the disaster. They picked me up and we were sent to NRSC.
Yeah.
We got trained on Bhuvan platform also. Coming back, nothing happened, sir.
But whether during that training you pointed out this requirement to them?
Yes, sir. It was passed on to the state disaster management. Now the amendment has come. Disaster Management Act 2005.
Okay, then you don't stop your effort. You can continue. Write to ISRO also. You can write to ISRO also. Directly, scientific secretary you can write.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Just to respond to him, actually his question is towards the ward level. See, ISRO has certain reach out. What ISRO does it? Have you seen the rapid.imd.gov.in? MOSDAQ website. Now we go up to Taluka, Hobli level, collecting the information and placing it on a website. Now question is, I am sitting in my village, whether I am aware of that website. Can I choose my village there and see what is disaster related things? I should know wind speed, humidity, rainfall throughout the year. If I am aware of it, I can say that whether any natural disaster will happen in over here or not. Whereas during the real-time disasters, ISRO and associated agencies of government has reached out to the ward level. There are good number of examples in Calcutta, Visakhapatnam, whenever a cyclone happens. But information is available even at the lower level. Go to this website which I have told. Every half an hour, from our own geostationary satellites, cloud coverage over India is shown to you. You can become a very good predictor of weather in your own region, whether rains or not. You don't always tell that IMD should tell me, IMD should tell me. IMD does its job, it has its own limitation. Take the information. There are other private companies have started, which ISRO has helped. SkyMet antide, SatSure antide. 2-3 new Bangalore-based people are coming up to address these problems. India is a vast country. We should go up to the world level. I agree with him, but information is available.
That is how everybody has to get involved, and they only have to find out what is the revenue model, because without any income and their life also
think he can do a good startup, sir. He is
Yeah,
from
yeah.
IIMD.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can start a ward level related thing on startup. You do it, ISRO will help you. Enable, put it to the InSpace. Go to InSpace website where you can propose your idea.
Yes.
They will invite you and listen to you. If you don't have money, they will also fund you. If you have a money, they will guide you. Because village level resource centers were there earlier, which we were helping. But this is a new startup model, new policy has come up. Village level business is not at reach. Only Bengaluru startups is there. Chennai is there, Hyderabad is there. This could be another reason for you, sir.
That kind of support system is there now.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
In remote sensing, actually Andhra and Karnataka, Telangana have done a lot.
Tamil Nadu also.
Of the southern part actually, even to the extent of the home level and researchers.
So indeed, thank you very much. I request those students, they have asked questions, please come on to the stage. So, students, those who have questions, so please come here, come on to the stage. I request, sirs, please present these books to the students.
He wants to become ISRO scientist.
ಇಲ್ವಾ ಪೈ ಕಡೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹೋಗೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬುಕ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. So once again, I thank you, all of you, for your patience hearing, and thank all the distinguished scientists from ISRO and Girija Madam and respected other professors from different colleges. So thank you once again, all of you, for this wonderful event for the celebration of birth anniversary of great space icons, Padma Vibhushan Professor U.R. Rao sir, and also Padma Shri awardee Professor S.K. Shivkumar sir. So once again, thank you one and all for making this program grand success. And so please have a lunch, and so thanks once again, all of you, and I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavor. Thank you. ಸೊ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಲೋಕ ನಮ್ಮದು ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್.